Alright guys, BLM here, back with another live stream. We are back live here after the Survivor episode. So, I think we're good, audio-wise? Yeah, I think we're good. So, yeah, we'll be finishing The Last of Us as well, which obviously everyone cares about. So let's go. But yeah, I mean, we'll obviously talk about Survivor. Got the challenge also going on, and, other stuff? I feel like there's other stuff. I mean, I have a lot of game stuff I could talk about, but I don't know how interested most people are in that. Yeah. Survivor's fine. I feel like I did listen to Know It Alls, and I heard them say like, "Oh, this is the best episode of the season." It's like, to me, that was a bit of a stretch. It's like I thought it was a good episode, but like I didn't think it was that great, personally. But whatever. Oh, hey, Bryce. Yeah, again, like it was a fine episode to me. I mean, it was one where I felt like it was pretty straightforward. Like I pretty much thought JD was going home most of the way, especially by the end of it. Yeah, the throwing the comp and everything was fun. Yeah. Like, really, Luvu was the star of the episode at this point, which is ironic considering Luvu's been, like, the nothing tribe the entire time up until this point. But, yeah, I mean, I thought everything on Luvu was fun. And with the exception of the Heather story at the beginning, it's like, what the fuck was that? Like, it's so weird that they were doing this for Heather, a character that we have not even met on their show. It's like, why are they bothering with... I mean, like, really the thing is that they should have shown Heather more beforehand to make us care about Heather by the time this happens. But I did feel like it was ridiculous that they did this, like, really over-the-top moment for... Do I think Chantel's becoming too obvious a winner candidate? I think the opposite. This episode made me feel worse about Chantel. I feel like for me, I had her at number 1. I took her down to 3 after this episode. To me, Shan is being propped up as a big player, but I don't think she's the winner. I think the more... I'm going the wrong way. I think the more and more I watch the season, the more and more I'm thinking that, especially with JD this episode, where he talks about how Shan is a great player, but she's too... what did he say? Was it too erratic or too something? But, like, to me, that is, like, what they're trying... Okay, well, I'm an idiot. To me, that's what they're going for with the seasons. I do feel like Shan is being propped up as a big player, but not really, like, the winner of the season. I'll be honest, after this episode, I think Tiffany's got it. I'm back on board with Tiffany. Fuck me. What the fuck is it? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think Tiffany's win. Again, that Yase scene was way overboard for one of... or Yasa, whatever the fuck their tribe's called. Like, I feel like the Yasa member's winning after this episode. I felt that way after the premiere and everything. I feel like at this episode I'm back on board with that mindset. Am I breaking this? Oh, I guess I am. Okay. And I think after this episode, I think it's Tiffany. Like, even though Tiffany had a bad episode too, I feel like that could be them trying to throw us off a bit. I feel like this episode, like, again, like, if one of the Yasa members are going to win, again, Liana, for me, I felt like last episode, the content about her, okay, what the fuck is this? Why do I think Xander's not winning? I think Xander's the least likely winner of the Yasa members, because he's only getting circumstantial content. He's gotten no content over the course of the last 2 episodes. And the only time he is shown is when he's important to the story. To me, Xander is the one that has the least chance of winning the game. Liana, I don't feel great about after her opening confessional from last episode. Well, actually, the opening confessional was fine, but for her to be completely undermined immediately after that, where, like, she talks about how, I forgot what the exact thing was.
So you're gonna tell me the real reason why they're after you now? I did.
Fuck, what was the thing? What was she talking about how she needs to take chances, right? And, but then, like, immediately afterwards, she doesn't get the,
So why'd you do it?
The advantage to go to the island to get the advantage. I feel like that was undermining her, and then also her talking about it's $1 million mistake to keep Xander in the game. To me, it makes it seem like Xander's going to take her out later in the game. That's my guess. In terms of Evie, again, Evie's still there. For me, Evie's number 2. But again, like I feel like she was just too prominent early on, and to me that makes her seem more like a decoy winner edit than anything. And that really only leaves Tiffany, who, like, I felt really good about after the premiere. She had a bad episode, too. But then I felt like last episode was fine. And then I feel like after this episode, like, we get that confessional about how she's doing so good at challenges now. And, like, while, like, initially I was thinking, okay, this is, like, they're setting her up for a fall. Like, that fall never happened. Like, it was more, like, they were genuinely propping her up. And at this point, I feel like she is the most likely winner of Yasa, which I do think is the tribe that contains the winner at this point. Yeah, I was surprised that Luvu didn't go to travel. I'll be honest about that. Really thought Sydney was going home this episode. Which, yeah, I mean, that didn't happen. I am interested in what happens next episode now. Because, again, if Luvu doesn't go to tribal soon, then what the fuck is all this? Like, I feel like either Erica or Sydney are going home, and, like, with... I still feel like it's Sydney. I still feel like Sydney's the most likely boot from this tribe. Like I feel like the edit is still leaning negative towards Sydney. Mind you, Sydney could also be like the merge boot. I don't think that's out of the realm possibility. And like that's why she's getting as much content as she is.
It's a lot, isn't it? Yes.
But like I would guess she's like the next. Dang it, I thought she was the next boot last episode too. But either way, I feel like that's probably the most likely outcome still for next episode is how the fuck does she get in front of me or him? Fuck, I keep on like I'll be honest, like with Lev, I keep on forgetting that Lev is a guy. Like I'm not trying to be like transphobic or whatever, but like I just forget. So I really need to fix that. But what is it? I think Jeannie I feel worse about at this point. Jeannie I feel like after this episode, it's like, yeah, she got more content, but again, it was very circumstantial content, where like she was the backup target. And I mean, to be honest, like her edit up to this point wasn't great outside of the premiere, but even then the premiere was I fucked this up, by the way. I did not mean to do this. But like Jeannie is like I think Jeannie can make like Jeannie is more than likely making a merge at this point. Like I'll be surprised if Ua goes to tribal again. And like I feel like it's gonna be a boring episode, isn't it? Like if Ua goes to tribal again, then the only chance of Jeannie staying is gonna be the shot in the dark. What is going on with the camera? Thank you.
You okay? Yeah.
But like I mean I guess there's a chance that like
Can I ask you about it?
that Shan flips on Ricard,
Okay.
but I mean even then it's like is that really that interesting? Like it's like I don't know. To be honest, even this episode again, so many people are saying this is a great episode. To me, it was a fine episode. Like mostly because like I kind of had like I pretty much knew JD was going home. Like I like by the edit and like by them talking about how Shan wants to get the extra vote so that she can vote him out with the extra vote and keep it, and then like he actually gives it to her. At that point, it's like JD's going home. Like there's no chance he's not going home at this point. So I mean there was that, and then I felt like that Yase segment went on for way too long to me. I felt like that was kind of a boring segment and like such blatant foreshadowing. Again, the Luvu stuff was fun. I did enjoy that, but and like the Jeannie getting upset at the fuck, I went the wrong way. Yeah, Jeannie getting upset. How did I not get detected there? But Jeannie getting upset at the Ua tribe and everything, that was fun, but I don't know, it was like a fine episode to me. It wasn't anything, it was a pretty like middle of the road episode. in my opinion. Like, if I were to rank the episodes, I would actually still say episode 3 is my favorite, even though a lot of people hate episode 3 because of how advantage heavy it was and how pointless of an episode is at this point, because like it focuses so much on Brad, who is gone now. But I thought it was a great character study on Brad, and I just enjoyed the episode as a whole.
Is that an elevator? Yeah.
Yeah, like I would say, like this is probably, like I would say that's my favorite episode of the season. Premiere is below that, and then I have to close. And then episode 4 is above episode 2. Yeah. Impressive move by Shan. Yeah, I think it's a good move. I mean, I do think it's good short term. I don't know how great it is long term. Where I think short term it's good in the sense that, one, she's going into the next round where she's pretty much safe. Where Ricard and Genie are going after each other. She pretty much has no chance of going home. Also, she's able to keep the extra vote, which, mind you, an extra vote is not that good of an advantage. Especially once you get into the merge, it's very circumstantial. It is better in this tribe with so little votes left, but not that powerful of an advantage. So I do think if you're picking over a loyal ally, like a loyal ally or an extra vote, I think you should go with loyal ally. But again, JD is a very wonky ally, which I think is what makes this probably a better move for her.
You're anti-electricity and all that sinful world stuff.
There are exceptions, especially for soldiers.
Yeah, I mean, I love Brad as a character. I think looking back at it now, I feel like pretty much all the Brad stuff has been like my favorite moments of the season up to this point.
What the fuck is that?
Fuck.
Lev, follow me.
I mean, I've never been saying we should get more camp scenes. That's never been my thing.
Cross this regular.
Yeah, I mean, they gave the people what they wanted. Again, people love this episode.
I'm not.
Just not my favorite, personally.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ricard, I'm disappointed with Ricard, I'll be honest. Like, from a character standpoint, I just feel like he's kind of fine. I think from a gameplay standpoint at this point, I think with how much he's like built up this rivalry with Genie, I don't think that's particularly great, especially when they're coming into the merge with only 3 of them now, at best. And like, again, he is a potential boot next round. Like, he is not in the position that Shan is, where she's pretty much safe. I am overall a bit underwhelmed by Ricard. I don't think Ricard's winning at this point. I think Ricard's
It seemed really awkward. Just
pretty dead in the edit for me, especially because like we got that content early on in the episode about how, oh, Genie is no use to us and all that stuff, and then like Genie doesn't go home. I think that's a terrible sign for Ricard.
Can we take a minute and be impressed?
So yeah, I'm thinking Ricard's
Why?
kind of necessarily dead in the edit, but is definitely a lot lower in my estimations now. To be honest, at this point, like I don't think there's that many people that I realistically see winning. Again, for me, I feel like it's Tiffany. I do feel like it's Tiffany at this point.
How are you
That's just what makes the most sense to me.
Don't quote the prophet.
heights never scared
It's like, I mean, it could be Evie or Shan. Like, that would make, like, sense from a real life standpoint, where, there are these big players. Again, obviously the game respects big players nowadays. But, I just don't, like, again, like, I feel like there's enough red flags with Shan, that I feel less confident about Shan than Evie. And again, this Yasa scene is something that's
I can't do this.
also playing a factor here. But fuck, I'm an idiot. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I feel like, again, Evie, I feel like it's more like, feels like she's getting like the Kelly Kim sort of edit, or fuck me. Okay, I need to pay attention here. What the fuck? Yeah, I feel like she's getting the Kelly Kim or the like Sophie sort of edit of a strong pre-merge, but then probably an early merge boot.
Okay, you're almost.
Can I get through? There we go. I think we're good. All right. All right, there we go. What do you think of JD? I think JD's a great character, and I think he's a person that has a lot of potential if he were to return. But I don't think he played particularly well here. I did again. I'm like keeping a running player list for all the boots, and I was debating over him or Voce, where. For as of right now, I actually have Voce at number 1 of the boots before this episode. But I was debating between JD or Voce. I think JD is the better player in the grand scheme of things. I think he's the one that has more potential to do well on a return. But I feel like JD's boot is so much more of his fault than Voce's was. So I think it's close. Does Clay Jordan, there we go, have a bottom 10 jury performance? No. Very much the opposite.
Okay.
I mean, not very much. It's not like he's a top 10, but I mean, like, I think he is actually an overall pretty solid one, where he does actually flip votes to his, not necessarily flip votes, but more so like secure votes to his side.
Where to now?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Is this the right building?
Yeah, like Voce's boot is very fluky, I feel like. In the like where it really comes down to Tiffany not understanding the rules. Like that's essentially why Voce gets taken out. Where both Evie and Liana wanted to vote out Xander over Voce, but
To the street, right by the hospital.
again, it's Tiffany that flips it, but Tiffany flips it because she doesn't understand that Xander can't have the idol right now. So, yeah, it's very surprised Luvu didn't lose. I really thought Sydney was a goner here. Now, in retrospect, I should have actually probably known that they weren't going to tribal, considering they did put that throwing the challenge stuff in the preview. I kind of forgot about that. Because, like, they never make it that obvious. Like, usually when, like, they mention that someone's throwing a challenge in the preview, more than likely it doesn't happen. But I kind of forgot about that, to be honest. So I was pretty confident Luvu was going to tribal here, but that didn't happen. I think this episode makes it more interesting for when they do go to tribal, though. Because I do feel like they're going to. I'll be surprised if they don't. Because we probably have 2 more rounds until the merge. Then again, I mean, there's a chance that one of them is a joint tribal.
Do you guys not believe in gas masks?
Which
We were on the run.
yeah, if it's a joint tribal, then that kind of like messes with things to begin with. But so I mean that there could only be one more genuine round until the merge, but I feel like Lulu's got to go. Again, like I feel like we've seen enough their dynamics now, to where I mean, to be fair, I mean like Tendang, we saw a good chunk of their dynamics too. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. How I feel about Nasir? I mean, I think Nasir to me is drawing a bit dead at this point, edit wise. I'm not feeling like I just feel like the fact that he gets like no content here. Where like didn't everyone else? Yes, everyone else on Luvu got content, right, except for Nasir. I don't feel like that's a great sign. When like this episode was very clearly supposed to like highlight Luvu after them not getting much content beforehand. Yeah, like even Heather got content. So I feel like that's not a good sign for Nasir. This section terrified me the first time I played it. And fuck you. I really hate stalkers. Okay, well this is lovely. Okay, good enough. Whatever. Yeah, I think Nasir's going to be a good character. Like, I feel like he's definitely going to get more screen time down the road. I feel like he's almost guaranteed to make the merge at this point. But, I don't think he's the winner. And, again, like, I don't know where he's positioned. It is interesting that we did hear from Deshaun that he was happy for Nasir, that he won the challenge for them. Which is probably a good sign for Nasir in game, like in real life, not Edgic wise, that like Nasir's probably in a better spot now with all this other stuff happening. Again, obviously, like Erica and Sydney seem like the next two boots, and like Heather's always been like a possibility based on that secret scene and everything. So I feel like Nasir should be pretty safe until the merge.
Abby, what about that? A fire hose? Liv, come get this down.
Yeah, like I hated the Heather moment. It's like, why are we just like, again, this is such a weird moment too. Oh yeah, thanks for Africa Retrospective. Yeah, that was, I forgot that came out today. Actually, I haven't even checked it. I know it wasn't doing the greatest when it came out, but I haven't even checked how it's doing. But I'm assuming it's still doing worse than the other two, than Borneo and Australian Outback, which is fine. Again, like, kind of expected it to, but, I'm trying to look it up real quick. Where are we at?
Be careful.
Okay. It's at 1,000 views, almost. Oh, okay. Caught up to my, okay. It's doing around what my South Africa review did. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm kind of content with that. I do think this is a video that probably has more longevity than that one, too, so. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. Oh, yeah, we did also get Challenge All-Stars 2 release dates, or premiere date, and then cast photos and everything, so I took the time to do some prep for that today. So that was a thing. Which, it's interesting that I believe based on the premiere date, that means the season's not going to end until next year. Like if they're doing 9 episodes like they did last time, that means that the finale won't be okay.
Look alive! Okay, progress. Liv, you doing all right? If I'm being honest, not my best day.
Oh, was my mic? Did my mic cut? All right, am I back? All right, I'm an idiot. I don't like how the PS5 handles the mics and everything. It's really annoying where it's like it's so easy to pull the mic out, and that's what just happened. So I guess I need to make sure I don't do that again. But yeah, that's annoying. Whatever. There we go. Thank you. That only took like 6 tries. What's next video? What is it? Oh, it's the what if every season had a fan favorite award for Survivor. Which is a video that I made so long ago at this point. Like, that's been one that's been in the back burner for a while. Oh, let's go here. So, yeah. I mean, that's finally coming out. I think I literally made it like 6 months ago. So, I think, if I remember, I think I disagree with like 1 or 2 of them at this point, but what are you going to do? I should preface this too. So next month, my Fallen Tribal performance videos will be coming out, and I will say I have Michelle Fitzgerald way too low. Even when I was recording, I was like, why the fuck do I have her so low? But then when editing it, I was like, yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. I have Michelle Fitzgerald so low. So,
Let's get out of here.
just a disclaimer, whenever you get around to watching that video, I know Michelle Fitzgerald is way too low. But whatever.
Can I ask you a question? Do you regret shaving your head?
How many seasons have fan favorites? I don't remember the exact number, but it's like what? It's All Stars, it's Cook Islands, and then China through Karamoan. So I think it's like 15 seasons, something like that. So I talked through Borneo through Pearl Islands, talked Vanuatu through. Oh no, I forgot. Panama also has one. But Vanuatu through Guatemala, and then
Come right back.
yeah, then Karamoan on. Which Karamoan on is tough. Like, that was the main part of the video that I was questioning a bit. Especially like more recent seasons. I feel like a lot of recent seasons are kind of tough to gauge. When's mid-season power ranking coming out? It should be whenever the merge is happening. I don't know when that is. I should say I didn't miss the next time on for this episode. I'm pretty sure there's no merge, but yeah, can someone just confirm that there was no setup to a merge?
I'm a wolf.
But I would be surprised if there was a merge next episode anyway. So yeah, there's no merge. Okay, good. But yeah, so I'm assuming it's going to be within the next few weeks, though. Whatever the Saturday after the episode where they preview the merge, it'll be done. Like if they do a dick move and don't preview the merge, then it'll be the week after the merge episode then. But in ideal world, it would be the episode before the merge. Yeah, 39 was the tough one.
I can't talk about it.
Yeah, like Elaine or Janet, I think was like the tough one to
Everything's getting moved out and packed up.
really gauge there.
Look, see if anyone's got what you need.
Because I feel like Elaine is the one that they very clearly wanted to be fan favorite. Like they edited her like as if she was going to be the fan favorite, but then like I feel like Janet was definitely more talked about. So yeah, I think that one was a bit of a tough one. Too bad I don't even remember which one I picked at this point. Again, it's been 6 months. So yeah. And Winners at War was also a tough one. I don't know what the fuck to do with Winners at War. What am I doing here? I need to go through front doors. Yeah, I mean Dean was I think I had Dean in like the honorable mentions for 39.
Yeah.
Wait, I think it was Elaine, Janet, Lauren, Dean.
Medical supplies. Can you put me more
Yeah, the winner can be the fan favorite. It's happened actually a decent amount of times.
Let me talk to Isaac.
Talk to him in person.
Because what happened with Bob, which thank God that happened, right? But yeah, happened with Bob, happened with JT, happened with Boston Rob, happened with Kim Spradlin. Am I missing one? I think that's it. But either way, it's happened a decent amount of times. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably fuck me. I mean, the thing with Big Brother is that there's like so few that don't have a fan favorite award.
Hey!
Because what every season post All Stars has fan favorite, right? Oh, yeah, I guess season 8, but it's like it was gonna be Evil Dick. I mean, like we can run through it now. I mean, what season 2 was? Actually, I don't remember. Would it have been Will by the end of it? I mean, like season 2 is a weird one. It would have been Will or Monica. I'm not 100% on which one it would have landed on, but it would have been one of the two. Then yeah, I mean, Edge of Extinction. I mean, like, I could spoil this right now. Edge of Extinction would have been Rick Devens. I mean, come on. Lauren O'Connell might have been an honorable mention.
Most of these supplies have been packed and shipped already.
Yeah, season 3. I don't know who wins fan favorite season 3.
What?
I think that would be interesting. Like, because Danielle was hated at the time, right? So, like, would they have gone for Lisa or would they have gone for Jason? Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, Jason wasn't as hated, which I mean definitely shows the problem there. But yeah, I mean, it probably would be. I would guess Jason, but I really don't know for sure. Was Amy well liked? That's something I don't know. But yeah, season 4, it would have been Robert, as disgusting as that is. But it would have been Robert. Season 5 would have been, would it have been Cowboy? I think Cowboy definitely, like, again, I loved Cowboy as a kid. Like, I'll admit that.
Isaac talked to him?
So, I don't know. It might have been Cowboy. Season 6 would have been Janelle, yeah. For sure. And then, again, season 8 would have been Dick.
Did anyone talk?
What's up with Robert? He's a massive misogynist. I mean, that's what's up with Robert. Yeah, I don't know if Marcellus was like. That's something I would also question too. I mean, I'm sure if I like really wanted to do the research now, I'm sure we could actually find the answer, because I know there were popularity polls back then. Let's see if I can find one. I know for sure, like, Big Brother 2 had one, too.
You know I'm here?
I see that there is a archive of the popularity poll for BB3.
Santa Barbara.
I'm trying to see if it would load. My computer's being a piece of shit today, so that's something. Oh, fuck, you need Flash? Okay, well, fuck that. Oh, no, it does look like Jason's number 1. Yeah, so Jason's number 1 by the end game. Or mid-game, I guess. So, yeah, it probably would be Jason then. I wonder if I can look up BB5. I don't see anything right away. Either way, yeah, BB Can would be interesting, too. I don't think it's that difficult, though. Like, BB Can 1 would be Gary. BB Can 2 would be John. Or Adele. It could be Adele, but I feel like it's probably John. BB Can 3 would be Sarah if they allowed it, but if they allowed the winner. Which on Big Brother, they don't allow the winner, typically. But if they don't, then it would be Brittany. What else? BB Can 4 would be Tim. If not Tim, then Cassandra. BB Can 5 would be Ica. BB Can 6 would... That one's tough. BB Can 6 would... I don't know. Yeah, who would win BB Can 6? Would Erica win all the way back? Now that I think about it? I don't think Olivia was that popular. Like, I think Allie was more popular from the casuals than Olivia was. I feel like Olivia was well liked by the, like, superfan community, but I don't feel like the casuals really liked her. Especially because, like, again, in the edit, like, Allie was shown to be the mastermind of the duo, which was just not true. I mean, yeah, Will was actually... Yeah, I forgot. Will was liked by the casuals, too. Especially because, like, he was from... he was a newfie. It's like that was a thing. Oh. Well, I'm kind of... Okay, I mean, it's fine. we're about to get to the Rat King fight, which is going to be fun. Yeah, people hated Kayla, so I don't think it would be Kayla. Again, like, they saved Ryan to spite Kayla. The problem is that was actually good for Kayla's game. Yeah, and then, what, 7? BB Can 7. I think it would be Adam, right? BB Can 7? Like, it could be Damien, but I think by the end of the season, especially where they just saw Adam get voted out, I feel like they would definitely go Adam. Fuck, now I'm paranoid that the fucking mic's gonna unplug. It is really, I really don't like that, like, it's so easy to unplug here on PS5. Like, on PS4, it's like, it's pretty locked in. Like, it's hard to unplug. Like, you would actually have to actively pull it. Like, here, like, you can, just, like, accidentally do it. But, whatever. Why'd Kiefer win? Again, Kiefer was well liked by the public. And also he had, like, a massive edit on the show, too. Again, he's just like a big character. He was also a big player on the season. Had an endearing backstory. So. Oh, I went the wrong way anyway. Wait, it's not here, right? Oh, I didn't even realize my flashlight was broken. Where am I going? So it's... Is it here? Yes, it is. Okay. Do I think Christy would be worse than Nicole? Yes.
I hear you.
Oh, wait, worse on... Wait. I think Christy is a worse player than Nicole. Do I think she'll be worse on the player ranking for that season? I don't know. Like, if I were to do an Australian Survivor 2006 player ranking, like, I don't know if Christy's below 8th.
Manny would be great.
But
Here goes.
I do think Christy's a worse player, though, than Nicole. Oh, yeah, that was also a thing. Yeah, Kiefer, because it was on the, they announced the vote on his elimination, right? If not very close to it, so it's like, yeah, that was also a factor. Better player, Devon or Fessy? I would probably say Devon. Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, like, seeing Fessy on the challenge is so weird, because it's like a different player. Though it's like, a still, like, the same level of bad, but it's, like, bad for, like, different reasons. Oh, wow, okay. Wow, that worked. Okay, interesting. Like, that's a very iffy way to be doing it on the speedrun. Oh, fuck. That's not where I was supposed to go. Alright, we're about to do the Rat King fight in 60 frames. I can't wait. Again, this terrified me the first time I played this game. It's funny now that I can just, like, run through it, because obviously I know where I'm going for the most part.
That's good.
Where would Steve rank amongst first boots? Probably relatively high. Again, obviously I haven't really done a first boot ranking for Big Brother. I don't think I've ever done one. Again, I've at least done for Survivor, like, a long time ago. But I've never even thought about a Big Brother one. But I would guess he would be decently high. Again, he had an alliance that wanted to keep him around. His alliance was technically the majority alliance. I mean, like, if it wasn't for Tyler tricking Caitlyn, his alliance had the numbers. And, like, while you have to fault him for, like, not keeping his numbers straight, it's like everyone, like, that was the first boot, didn't keep their numbers correct. So it's like, yeah, I feel like Steve would be pretty high. Is Paulie gonna win his boxing match? Probably. I mean, he's facing off against Ed, right? So I feel like that's a fair, oh fuck. Fair fight for him. Oh yeah, he just finished Championship Contenders. Yeah, Matt Rogers' bitterness is so weird on that season. Yeah, I mean, that was a main thing at the time that people did not like, Matt Rogers because of that. Which, I mean, to be fair, like, I get it, but it's like, again, I still always like Matt Rogers as a character and stuff. You know, I think he's a competent player. Yeah, I think he's a good player. A faulty one. Like, he's not a good, like, he's not a, okay, well, that's lovely. And that is disgusting. Cool. Yeah, his like, bitterness over that is just bizarre. Considering, like, Sean was, like, actually trying to save him. And, like, yeah, she gets tricked by Benji, but still, it's like, well, why are you, like, so upset that she got tricked? When she still had, like, good intentions for him, at least, at the time that happened. Yeah, I put him on top 10 for Australian Survivor. But yeah, I mean, like, Australian Survivor has, like, so few people, fuck, I did the same thing again. No, okay, cool, that is creepy as fuck. Yeah, there's so few people with Australian Survivor that, it's like being in the top 10 is not that impressive. And to be fair, he's not in the top 10 anymore. Again, after Brains vs. Brawn, I mean, George and Haley are both way above him. Oh, fuck, I went the wrong way. Ugh, whatever. Yeah, George is a better player than Matt Rogers. And I think George has a better understanding of the game than Matt. Oh, okay. Well, that's, I guess, why I should be paying attention. That's lovely. Oh, I didn't realize I put you right here. Is Shan the decoy winner? I think so. Well, I think she's one of them. I think both her and Evie. I think Evie's a more blatant decoy winner, where, like, I feel like Evie's edit is, like, not that flawed, but it just feels so similar to that of, like, a Kelly Kim or a Sophie. Well, I feel like Shan's edit is legitimately flawed. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. Wrong gun. Not my. Okay, I only have the right ambush setup. Oh no. This is gonna be lovely. Shit, not what I wanted. Fuck. Okay. Oh no, that's bad. I just wasted one. Janine is better than him. I could see it. I mean, again, like, I don't think I had Janine in my top 10. But, like, the main reason I put Matt higher is because I think Matt consistently does... Okay, well, this is bad. I think Matt consistently does better more times. Even though I do think Janine has a better understanding of the game and what the fuck. God damn it. Where's the Rat King? There he is. Okay, that's cool. Fuck me. Yeah, Shan got the credit for the JD move, but I mean, like, who gets credit over the move isn't that, like, isn't, like, the end-all be-all. Fuck. No, game. What the fuck? It wouldn't let me go out of the menu. God damn it, not what I wanted. What the fuck? That's so weird. Yeah, Janine at 11. Again, like, I had Janine and Matt very close. Like, they were pretty much at the same spot for me at the time. And it was more so, like, I just feel like Matt is more consistent in the game. Okay, well, this is cool. Oh shit, did not mean to run that much forward. Fuck, he's still not dead. Okay, let's try to craft some more. Oh shit, okay. That scared the shit out of me. Can you just die already, please? Thank you. Do I think anyone will use the shot in the dark? I would guess eventually. Like, if we're going to tribal, with Ua next time, like for sure the shot in the dark getting used. Like there's no way Genie's not using the shot in the dark, right? Well, I mean, I don't know. I actually, now I think about it, I guess there is a world where Shan convinces Genie that she has flipped on Ricard, but I think it's so unlikely she doesn't use it. Especially how confident she was in this episode that Shan and Ricard are as close as they are. That's good, right? Okay. Where am I going? Oh yeah, here. Yeah, that's where the red things are. Alright. Oh yeah, if she finds an advantage, then wait, does she find the... I mean, was that in the preview? Yeah, I didn't see the preview. But yeah, if she finds the Beware advantage, then yeah, she would lose her. But if she loses her vote, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we're going to tribal 2 votes? Shit. Fuck. Where'd it go? But yeah, like I don't get what they're... Again, I really don't... That's the one thing I don't like about this season. I don't mind the taking away votes from people and all that sort of stuff, but I hate it when they're doing it with such small groups. And I like, again, like Jeff has explained this, that he wanted it to be more impactful, the choice of you having to give your vote because your vote matters more in smaller groups. But it's like, it's also dumb that we're going to get tribal... Like, we're potentially getting tribals where there's only like 2 votes. But whatever. Erica got her first content. Technically, this is her second bit of content. She got secondly, she did have some content in the premiere, where she talked about how she was aligning with Nasir. Well, not necessarily aligning, but she did talk positively about Nasir, right? Or at least she believed what Nasir told her. That's essentially what happened. Yeah, she hasn't been shown since, but. Yeah, I mean, again, Erica's still not winning. I mean, I think there's potential for Erica being a big player moving forward, but no potential to win. Alright. Alright, so we finished day 2. Genie might be the first person voted out truly unanimously. Yeah, I mean, in Survivor US at least. It's happened in Australian Survivor twice. I just talked about it actually in my... because I just recorded the Australian Survivor 2002 retrospective. But again, that's because in Australian Survivor, the earlier seasons, you could vote for yourself. And the first boot of both of those seasons voted for themselves. Which is dumb, but whatever. By the way, yeah, so since last time I streamed, I did finish writing the scripts for both Australian Survivor 2002 and Survivor UK Panama retrospectives and recorded those. So now I'm at the point where I gotta edit. I have so many videos to edit at this point, and I'm pretty far behind on that, but again, it'd be nice to finally get around doing that. I haven't, like, outside of the videos that like needed to be edited, like obviously like Big Brother Survivor South Africa, Australian Survivor, Circle, A&W, all that stuff that just happened. Outside of that, like, I haven't actually edited a video in, like, 2 months? 3 months, maybe? I don't remember. Like, whenever I did the Final Tribal Council, or Final Finale ranking, whatever it was. When was that? 2 months ago. So, yeah. Need to get around to doing some of that stuff. I did also start writing my challenge script, but I'm not really in that big of a rush to get fully caught up on that, largely because we still have like 9 more weeks of the challenge somehow. So yeah, I have time. So I think this Friday I'm probably going to get around to editing some stuff, which again, it's been a while. I loved Erica's was it a TikTok, whatever it was, That thing where she
Is she gonna be
is essentially making fun of herself for not getting content. I thought that was pretty fun. But I do like Erica. I don't think she's winning, but I don't know. I mean, like everything I've seen from her, I feel she's someone that I would like.
I know.
If only she was given more airtime. Yeah, I know I missed a whole bunch of questions early on, so I'm just like scrolling back to see what I missed.
maybe?
Oh, that's gonna be yeah. There's gonna be like a billion Rat Kings in Last of Us 3. That's not gonna happen though. I don't think, because like the technical lore of the Rat King is that it is like the first like infected, right? Like in the city or whatever. And I mean, like unless they're having like I don't know, it would be weird for them to have multiple Rat Kings, but yeah. Heather again. That Heather moment went on for way too long. And even the fact that we had the moment to begin with was weird. Like, this is early in stream. It's like, why are we getting this moment for someone that we barely know? Like, it would make sense if they had like bothered to introduce us to Heather, which, I mean, to be fair, they did in the premiere, but it was so brief there, and they haven't done any catch up in the last couple episodes. That's like, it's just so weird that they did it here. And again, that was Heather's only content, right? Was just that moment. So, like, at least Erica got some, like, game content. It's like, we still know nothing about what Heather's doing in the game. Again, like, from the actual episodes, at least. Again, we technically know that she's targeting Sydney from the secret scene, but I don't know. Yeah, I do think this was an interesting interesting episode edit-wise, though, for Deshaun, where I don't really know if it's a good or bad episode for him. Yeah, like I'm just kind of like I don't know what to do with Deshaun's edit really. Where I think I had him like 3 or 4, really for the last few episodes. And I feel like he's still around that spot in terms of contenders, but like I don't think he's winning at this point. I do think Deshaun has I talked about this, I think, last stream, where if we're taking the edit pure like out of it, I think Deshaun's probably playing the best game up until this point, where he has the most relationships moving forward, he has the numbers moving forward, he like really has it all at this point in the game. But again, the edit isn't really backing that up all the way. And also, I feel like he had a mediocre premiere with him being undermined almost right away. That is not great. But yeah, I mean, Deshaun is an interesting one on this season.
Owen? Just me. What do you say?
Yeah, this is the moment that throws away all of like the first half of day 1 of Abby's story. So thank God for
I
this.
can't believe she's on her feet already.
Is this Mel's last scene?
Scars are tough.
I think it is, right?
What are they fighting about?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely a major part of it, is that we haven't seen him gone to tribal yet. In terms of like
Owen invited them to come.
us not
Santa Barbara.
getting like, again, like edit wise, I feel like I mean all of Luvu obviously hasn't been getting as much content as the people on the other tribes, though. Like, to be honest, actually, is Sydney? Actually, I don't even know the confessional count. I think Deshaun has the most confessionals, right?
But not if you come.
From Luvu.
What?
I think he got the most this episode, which would make sense, obviously, because he had the immunity challenge. Which, by the way, they started doing confessionals in the immunity challenge, which I've always liked. I'm surprised that Survivor doesn't do it more often. Survivor US, at least. Survivor South Africa has done it in the past. But yeah, US typically doesn't do it.
You're a piece of
So
shit.
it's nice to see that. Yeah, Deshaun got the most confessionals this episode. Me. Xander, Liana, and Nasir got no. Abby only got 1 confessional. I felt like she got more. Actually, I mean, I guess she only had like 1 seed to get content, so I guess it does make sense. Dana got 3. Ricard only got 1. I think that's also like a weird thing there. we're getting Jeannie gets 4, Shan gets 6, JD gets 7, Ricard gets 1. And that one confessional was a bad one. Like, that one confessional was him talking about Jeannie, and saying that we have no use for Jeannie anymore, only for them to keep Jeannie at the end of the episode. Again, like, not looking great for Ricard. To me.
It's better than it was this morning.
Do you think the power duo is more likely to win by man? I think, like, just do, like, I don't know how it is modern day, but obviously, like, I think old school Survivor and stuff, I think the man in a power duo had the advantage in winning at the end, just due to, like general perception that the man is in charge and all that bullshit. I think nowadays, I think there's definitely a shift. And we just saw this on IOI, where Lauren inherently beats Tommy in a jury vote.
Lev, come back here, please.
Now, again, like, I still think Tommy would have had a chance. Like, people say that Lauren was for sure winning. I do think Tommy would have had a chance, but I do think Lauren definitely comes in with the advantage. And then, yeah, like, Elle beats Lee. Australian Survivor 2016.
What could happen to
I'm trying to think, what other situations are there recently?
Parents are held
It's actually, now that I think about it, I don't think there are that many other recent examples, but still, I mean, I do feel like it's like, to be honest, I think at this point it doesn't matter. I think at this point it's whoever is out in front.
No one could. I'm more worried.
And to be fair, it probably was always that way.
Lev, I'm sorry.
But I feel like now women are more likely to be out in front than they used to be.
He loves sharks.
Where I feel like the
Sharks, but hates the ocean, huh?
He really opened up to you.
I feel like there's less of a stigma against that for women nowadays. Though, then again, I mean, we just saw Chrissy
You hear that?
Lev,
get like, not have the greatest relationship with the jury recently, but anyway. Who wins, Drew versus Diane?
Hey, girl.
I think Diane, but it's close. It's 4-3.
Okay, watch.
I just talked about this in a I mean, it's not out yet, but I just recorded a video where I talked through this. What is it? It's Cowboy. Yeah, Drew gets Cowboy, Adria, Natalie. Diane gets
Yeah, he's so fast.
Will, Nokomis, and Karen, and then Marvin is a swing. And I think Marvin goes Diane. Like, there's a sliver of chance he goes Drew, but I do think by the end of the season there, he had more respect for Diane.
Bite, right? Nope.
Especially because they seem to bond with them being on the block together. So again, I think it's Diane, but not 100%. But even the Adrian Natalie votes, I don't think are like 100% locked in for Drew either. So again, like, either way, like, I would definitely give the advantage to Diane.
I think she would love that.
Do I think Andy is nowadays on the underrated player because I put him high? No, I don't think it's because of me. I think there's always been a sentiment for Andy, talking about Andy's game pretty highly. Do I still have to do this? Can I just continue now? Yeah, I think within the superfan community, like, obviously there are people who hate Andy's game. And I think the majority of the audience of Big Brother hates Andy's game, or really just doesn't get Andy's game. I think that's really the thing. But there's always been, like, even before I did videos and stuff, there's always been a pro Andy contingent, and yeah, I mean, I don't think I had any influence in that.
If she saw him like this, she'd strangle him with her bare hands.
Like, I would say, like, if I have had any influence on opinions of certain people's games, I feel like probably the biggest one would probably be Rob Dixon, where I feel like no one, like, again, like, and this is purely like narcissism for me. Like, realistically, doesn't, like, do I have any impact in that? Probably not. But I feel like since I've talked very positively about Rob Dixon, I've seen a lot more positivity about Rob Dixon's game whenever it's mentioned, which it's not mentioned very often, but I do see a lot of people talk about him having one of the most dominant wins and that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, that's maybe things. Thought on Jay Vatters. Which one's Jay Vatters again? Dude, all these like not like super big. Oh yeah, it's that. Okay, it's the one. Okay. I think he has very different opinions on Survivor than I do, and Big Brother. Actually, I just realized, holy shit, he's done what, 4 fucking videos in the last day?
I hit him.
I think it's all just him in front of the camera. I guess most of them are. Okay, he's wearing a different shirt in all of them, so I'm assuming it's either that he changed shirts or like these are actually like recorded. I don't know, who cares? Yeah, I mean, like the type of videos he does, like, are the type of videos that I would do. Like, I mean, I have nothing like against him in that aspect, but again, I don't agree with a lot of the opinions I've seen from him. Which, to be fair, I've only watched like 2 of his videos, and even those, like, I scrolled through. So, yeah, I mean,
you think he did it now?
not that much of opinion to be had there. Always laugh at people who say Dick is a top tier winner. I mean, there's still a lot of people that are pro Dick, right? Which is so weird to me. And not even just as like a winner, but also like a character, or not as a character. Actually, more so as a person. Like, again, like people obviously like he still has Dick at Night, and like people are actually paying to like hear his opinions on things and stuff, which is kind of insane. I don't know why I did it. I shouldn't have done this. This was a waste of time. Because like he charges like a decent amount, right? Like I remember like back in like BB13, BB13, BB14 time. He used to like put out free episodes of Dick at Night, and like I would watch those. But yeah, the fact that he like actually charges for like things that like RHAP do for free is like kind of insane to me. I don't know what I'm doing. This is not it. I know I'm supposed to. It's this. It's a chest. There we go. He put Victor as 11th best player. I mean, again, I think we just look at the game very differently.
What about this? It's perfect.
Yeah, I did love though how on his worst players of all time list, it's like half the people there are people that like made it far into the season.
You don't know me.
For Survivor at least.
Abby, will you stop stealing my stuff, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you owned everything in the aquarium.
Yeah, well, an aquarium, my stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna scroll back.
Have you seen?
See if there's anything else I missed.
Yeah, he's down that hall. Can I talk to you?
I'll catch up.
Scrolling through. I feel like I talked about most of these things at this point.
She couldn't tell I was joking. I suck with kids. Yeah. They really like you, though.
Either way.
So,
Any top 10 worst player list without Ben? Yeah. I didn't remember. Wendy Jo was definitely not on it, right? Yeah, Wendy Jo, like, again, like I have her as the worst. I've made that very open. Even if you don't have her as the worst, I feel like it's weird to not have her at least in top 10.
No, it isn't. I know. It's a fucking mess. I know.
And it's so weird how this game focuses so much on like the Abby Owen romance, which like no one fucking cares. Yeah, again, like for me with Survivor, I feel like if you're doing top 10 worst players of all time, it has to be people that went home early.
Lev, get back here! Lev!
What's he doing? He's going after her.
After who?
His mom.
He's like, I mean, again, like he had Eric. Oh, yeah, see you later, Pap Cruz. But yeah, like he had Eric
Is the boat ready?
on the list, Eric Reichenbach. And it's like, Aaron Reichenbach has made 5th place 2 times. With, like, him probably winning if he gets to the end in Micronesia.
She just had
Mind you, he fucks it up for himself, obviously. But it's like,
find him.
I'll go with you.
again, like, for someone to consistently make a deep run in the game and,
Actually, you are.
like, still have a chance at winning. Like, even though, again, they fucked it up for themselves. Like, they're still not worse than, like, someone that goes home first and never has a chance of ever making it past the first few rounds, or yeah, I mean, two. He could have won Hermoen. I mean, like, he could have. It would have been tough, but yeah, he could have. Yeah, and Wendy Jo never gave up immunity. Then again, she never had the chance to give up immunity. Yeah, like Hermoen, like if Eric gets to the end against Sherry and Eddie, I think that's his best chance at winning.
We dock some of our boats there.
Because obviously Cochran is winning against everybody. Most of the votes that went to Cochran were going to Dawn in most other scenarios. Mind you, obviously there are certain votes that don't, but I do think Dawn still wins
I've got you.
against Eric.
I can do it.
So at that point we need Eddie and Sherry, where like I think Eric for sure beats Sherry. And Eddie, again, like, I mean, even Malcolm and Andrea, who were close to Eddie, were talking about how there was no chance they were voting for Eddie.
Careful.
So, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like Eric probably wins that scenario, but...
So, how do we get to your village in one piece?
There are blind spots along the coast we can boat into. From there,
Yeah,
we'll
Eric
go.
would have Brenda against Dawn for sure.
They're safe?
That was mainly the vote I was referring to, that I don't think would have carried over.
Change his mind?
And also Philip, but then again, Philip didn't like Eric either, so...
Does he get what he's walking into?
I thought he did.
And again, Philip's Philip, so he wouldn't have voted for Sherry. So, yeah, I mean, who knows where he votes there. When are we doing the Big Brother player ranking? I have recorded it. I actually just recorded it not too long ago. I don't know exactly when it's coming out. It will for sure be before BB24, obviously. I don't know, like, right now it's like in a tentative spot on the schedule, but I haven't actually taken the time to like fully schedule it. But if I were to guess, like, it's not going to be until next year for sure. Is Rachel last? Maybe. But yeah, I mean, it is coming. Just don't 100% know exactly when it will be.
Stop. I've got it.
Yeah, it would have been great if Eric, a great story-wise, if Eric had won Caramoan. I did wonder like how that would work from a like, because obviously like Jeff still loves bringing up Eric giving up immunity. Like, would they even be able to do that anymore if he came back and won? Like, it would just be weird. Fuck. Where am I going? Oh, here. Big Brother Canada player ranking. Again, that one's not coming for a while. I think, again, I've talked about doing a ranking every BB Can player before BB Can 11. I still think that's up for grabs.
Boats are across the water over there.
But if I don't, then I would think I would do a BB Can winner player ranking instead. But again, that's BB Can. Like, I'm not doing it before BB Can 10. I already have other videos. And there's a lot going on early next year, to where it's kind of tough to fit really anything in at this point. But I mean, we can run through it now if we really want to. Again, like, I don't really care about spoiling it. Like, what would it be? I mean, Jillian, John. I think John's above Jillian.
All the way to vote and pick
Sarah's interesting. I mean, I guess really I need to look at my BB Can top 10. Pick for worst BB Can player. Again, that's the thing we talked about. Like, I don't know for sure because I haven't really thought through it. But I would, like, Danielle is definitely up there. Danielle from BB Can 1. But again, like, it feels weird to not have it be a first boot. but fit, to be honest, for BB Can. To be honest, I barely remember Laura at this point from BB Can 7. So I don't remember like how much she did wrong. Like maybe Risha could be in it. Like Risha never seemed to have that much of a chance. I don't think it's Rosina. Because like Rosina at least had like Andrew that wanted to keep her around, and she seemed to be well liked. Like I think there's definitely scenarios where like Rosina gets gets taken towards the end. Mackie's definitely a top contender. Yeah, to be honest, I think second boots for BB Can inherently like pop out a bit more than first boots. I think part of that is because like we get so little from the first boots on BB Can, where we only get 2 episodes with them. All right.
Stay low.
Oof, that was close.
I'm moving up.
No, okay, I got stuck in the fucking garbage. All right, well this is lovely.
Going now.
Yeah, again, yeah, like, oh, hey, it's me, Raccoon. But yeah, the, everything with Luvu this episode was great.
Go, go.
Fuck. Josh? I don't think Josh is the worst. Oh, fuck, I didn't even know you could do that. I'm about to die because I'm just being an idiot. How did I not die there? I'm not even gonna bother using a medkit. If I die, I die. I really don't care.
We can use this as cover.
Oh yeah, so I should mention also, because I did readjust the schedule today for Big Brother Australia, VIP, and the Challenge All Stars 2. I've pretty much locked in the rest of the year, schedule-wise.
He's good.
So, and to be honest, it hasn't really changed that much. Like, the only thing that got kicked out of this year was the Yakuza Like a Dragon video, which no one cared about anyway. So, yeah, I mean, the Amazing Race recasting video, that's coming out in November. I still have that top 10 teams video for Amazing Race. I'm not entirely sure when that's coming out.
What the fuck is he doing?
But that is a video that I've done and should come out at some point. Share your page. I think, well, Paige, again, the thing about both of them is that they both had an alliance that, like, while they were, like, ended up being the minority alliance, it's like, oh, fuck. But, like, at least they had allies. Like, when, like, I feel like the worst of the worst can't even get allies in the game. And there's definitely a chance that they end up, like, top 10 worse, but I think as the worst, like, I feel like you gotta be, someone a bit worse than that. Oh, am I going the wrong way? Oh, no, I am going the right way. Okay, well, that was me just being an idiot because, whatever. Do I think Nasir has a chance? No, I don't. At this point. Again, Nasir got, like, an invisible edit this episode, despite him getting this, like, heroic stuff at the challenge, with him winning it by himself. Like, for him to get, like, no content outside of that, despite the fact that everyone else on Luvu got content, in an episode that was supposed to highlight, like, Luvu, I think that's a bad sign for Nasir, from an Ejik standpoint.
Couldn't have gone far.
Gameplay-wise, I feel better about him, in terms of, like, positioning. But I just don't see him as a super likely winner. I knew that was gonna happen. Like, what the fuck? Have to cast BB Can 9 of the honorable mentions? Maybe. I'm trying to think. So, like, Julie and Josh would probably be honorable mentions.
Hit the
Or will probably be in top 10 or honorable mentions, I should say. Who was third boot? Latoya. Latoya wouldn't be on there, I don't think. I don't think Kyle makes it on. Austin could make it on. Yeah, I mean, again, like, for me, it's like, it's tough to say you're, like, top 10 worse when you made it, like, deep into a game of Big Brother. And again, like, I know Taron Armstrong has, like, said the opposite, where, like, because people that made it far, like he says that Big D's like one of the worst players we've ever seen because like we saw more Big D, so we know what he's capable of. However, I still feel like by Big D making it to 2, that still demonstrates that he has the ability to make it to 2, which I don't think is the case for like a Frenchie. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, like I can't do this. Oh shit, I have so little health. I didn't even notice that. That's hilarious. Can't wait to see Manny die here, everyone's favorite character. What happens if the Final Four veto is in BB Can or in BB3? Well, I mean, like more than likely, I feel like Jason. Like, I don't think the result has changed. I feel like Amy's like the least likely person to win that competition anyway. So I don't think anything changes there. I think BB2 it changes radically. I think BB2. I think Will is gone at Final Four. Like when you have Nicole and Hardy there to face off against Will and Monica, I feel like you're definitely gonna be banking on Will and Hardy. And if either or Nicole and Hardy, and if either of them win, Will is going home. And at that point, like probably Hardy wins the season. Which way is it? Here. All right, we got it. Fuck. Who do I think is a better player right now, Danny or Cliff Robinson? Probably Danny. Again, Cliff Robinson, like, I don't know, I think they're both, like, as of right now, they're probably around the same level, but, like, I suspect that Danny's going to end up being higher by the end of the season. Because, like, Cliff Robinson was someone that was able to become the leader of his tribe, and while, like, Tony is able to flip Sarah against him pretty early on there, it's like, he still had half the tribe on his side in Wu and Lindsay, and then at the swap he gets taken out in a position where it's like obviously kind of get not necessarily get swap screwed, but the numbers just didn't favor him there. While like again, like Danny is technically in a similar spot to Cliff in the early game, but I suspect that Danny will be better positioned later on. Yeah, Big D only got second because of that, yeah. Because of the cookout. But, to me, again, like, I feel like he still more than likely gets, 11th place? Again, like, I think he more than likely goes home. Like, had the cookout not existed... By the way, that's something I did listen to the Tiffany RGP interview. But, yeah, I think if the cookout didn't exist, I think Big D probably goes home at 11 over Brittany.
Which way?
But, even in that position, again, I feel like Frenchie's still worse. And I think Brent is still worse as well. To be honest, the way I assessed Big D on my player ranking was essentially as if he went home at Final 11. Like, that's why he's as low as it is, because, like, essentially I'm looking at him as essentially going home at Final 11. And then also everything else that was after that was also very bad.
How far is it?
Across the island.
But, again, like...
What about your people?
We'll take
the fact that he did
details.
have like Xavier as an ally that wanted to take him to the end and like that sort of stuff, it's like I feel like that's better than Frenchie, who's gonna blow up his game at the first opportunity and get taken out immediately after that. And I feel like that happens to him on almost every appearance that he does. I feel like Brent, same thing, is someone that is just so narcissistic that he's not going to be able to really bond with almost any group of Big Brother, and even if he does, he
Here. Are you good climbing that?
It's the fastest way.
is probably still going to be flipped on eventually. Would SB be a good returnee? Yeah, I think so. I think she's I think SB has potential as a player. I don't think it'll happen. Like, I doubt we'll see SB play again, but I would like it. Yeah, Guatemala and BB3, and that's a comparison I've always made. Where, yeah, Lisa's Danny. I would say Danielle is probably more of the Wraith. And Stephanie is the Jason. But the Lisa and Danny comparison is very, very apt. Someone say on my UK player ranking they compared that Final Four to Guatemala. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, that's actually I actually never actually thought about that. But yeah, that's actually a good comparison.
Island is on alert now. We need to hurry.
Because you have Mick, Mick. I love how I'm even mentioning Mick. But yeah, Mick is like the Lydia, someone that probably wins at the end. Again, doesn't really do anything. Rafe is the Richard, again, strategically dominates the game, but does it slightly flawed.
Some will hide. Most will fight.
Particularly in how they handle their relationship with the eventual winner season, and Danny or Charlotte, and both of them are people who had to like take advantage of the mistakes of the majority alliance, and then Jackie and Stephanie are two people who never had a chance of winning. So yeah, I think it's a very apt comparison.
Where is everyone?
It's one that I, again, never thought about until just now, but yeah. Fuck, I'm not even looking at the camera. Or at the camera. At the game. Rank Louisville and winner potential. I think Deshaun. Yeah, Deshaun, then Danny. Then at that point, it's like, I don't think any of the other ones are winning at all. And like, I don't even think Deshaun or Danny are winning. But yeah, I would have Deshaun, then Danny, then I guess Nasir? Then Erica, probably. And then Heather, then Sydney. Yeah, I feel like that's probably it. In terms of winner, in terms of edit, in terms of gameplay on the season, then I feel like it's probably still Deshaun 1. Then probably still Danny. Then, actually, it's probably the same ranking. It probably actually isn't different.
We can cut through it. Perfect. Come on.
Who do you think would have won? All right. Who do you think would have won fan favorite on EOE? I think Rick Devens. I don't even think it's a question. Let's see if this works. I don't remember if this works. It should work, right? Yeah, this should work on easy. Just running. What the fuck? Yeah, we're good. Would have been Erica if they went to tribal. I think it would have been close. Like, it does seem like Danny, Deshaun, and Sydney would have gone for Erica. I don't know if Heather and Erica, I assume, would have gone for Sydney. I don't know where Nasir is in the tribe, where it seems like his placement's kind of all over the place, but I don't think he's going to cause a tie, right? So maybe, again, like, this is what I was talking, like, could there be a 3-2-1? Is that a thing? Like, could Nasir have pretended to be with the other side, cause them split votes, and then flip back? But then again, like, does he care enough to cause a 3-2-1? Yeah. How's it feel knowing Russell Hantz hates you for rejecting him? I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, to be honest, that's very much me in real life, too. So.
Back in the logging camp. Where were they taking the kids?
So, I don't know. Don't really care. Again, it wasn't purposeful, but again, like, it's like, I don't really care either way. They hear Big D wants to go in the challenge. Is that a thing? I did see that. Who was he upset at? I forgot. I did see he was calling someone out. Was it Josh?
Yeah, I see it.
I don't remember. Either way, I did see that. Okay, I'm not. Oh, okay. Well, that's lovely. Is this the final area? If it is, then I fucked it up, I think. Well, then we're on easy side, or very light, actually. So it's like, this should actually work, actually, when I think about it. Yeah, I mean, I love David Wright. I've always been a big David Wright fan. It's here, right? Or is it here? Oh, it is. Wait, no. I do have to go to the other one, right? Or do you have to go there first? Because I'm pretty sure it is here that I'm supposed to go to. Oh, does she have to open it? Or... Oh, no, okay, I guess. Okay, that was weird. He hates Whitney. I mean, yeah, and Whitney. Whitney's been one of the more vocal people about not liking Big D's. I mean, not a surprise.
Hurts.
Yeah, I love David Wright. I'm kind of disappointed that we're probably never going to see him on Survivor again at this point, because he works for CBS and everything now. Then again, I mean, that's not a for sure thing. Like, I'm sure they would have had Cochran on Winners at War if he wanted to be back. So it's like, I don't think that's like a for sure thing, but I do think it is very unlikely we see David Wright back. All right, where are we at time wise? An hour and a half. Okay. Yeah, so we should finish this a little bit after 3 hour mark, I think. Wait, what are you, I don't even know what you're talking about with Lauren O'Connell at this point. Is Kat likely to be on the challenge? Probably. I would be, I think she seems very likely.
Just try talking to her. Just try to make her
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, Jeff said, Jeff doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah, Jeff said that, like, anyone pre-40, he doesn't see anyone pre-40 coming back. It's like, fuck that. Like, I think he's just talking out of his ass. Angie Layton's only 30 years old. Is that really a thing? I mean, I'm pretty sure she was like 20 or something when she first played, right? So, I guess it's not that surprising. She has like a kid and everything now, right? Which is like really weird to think about with the person that was on Survivor, not even that long ago, like talking about like cookies and everything. It's like that person is now like an actual adult. Yeah, I've always said this, that 44 feels like the right time for Second Chance 2 or some sort of returnee season, but it's looking less likely now.
I never should have.
Oh, she has like 2 kids. Holy shit. That's mind-blowing. Does a twist play... Do twist players do? What exactly do you mean by that?
Let's go.
What's happening?
46, yeah. Again, I think at this point it's very unlikely that 43 and 44 are going to be returning seasons.
I hear fighting back there.
I hear fighting everywhere.
Especially because like those are going to be filming relatively, I mean, like within 6 months or so. And like I feel like they're very much in the development process of those seasons. So the fact that Jeff like just recently said that we're not seeing returnees for a while, I think that's very indicative of the fact that we're not going to see them for 43 or 44. Maybe he can change his mind by 45, 46. That'd be cool. I think there's so many returnees to pull from. Like this feels like such a weird spot in Survivor where like even though like obviously we just had Winners at War and everything, but it's like it does feel like there's a lot of people to bring back that should be absolute locks, but I think we're gonna get to a point where some of these like absolute locks are not gonna come back. Again, like Lauren Rimmer was someone that was like major lock after HHH. I feel like at this point, like, do they even care about Lauren Rimmer? Like, I feel like you hear no one talk about Lauren Rimmer anymore. Oh, okay. What's that? Yeah, I know that, like, Jeff has talked about doing a fan vote, right? He still wants to do that again. But yeah, I don't know when they would do that, though. Who's crazier, Julie Chen or Jub Jub? Well, I feel like we have more proof of Julie Chen, right? Like, Jub Jub, we only have, like, the one scene of him, like, what, he get infection on his balls or whatever it was. But, like, with Julie Chen, I feel like we have way more proof, so I would probably go with Julie Chen. Opinions on Brad? Yeah, I think he's a great character, not a player. I mean, I don't think he's as bad. Like, I feel like a lot of people are probably going to say, like, he's a terrible player. I don't think he's a terrible player. like, I mean, the fact that he, like, was at least in the initial majority alliance and was able to find advantages and all that sort of stuff. I think that's, like, a good sign for him. And probably a bit naive in the game. Also probably a bit too, not necessarily aggressive. That's probably not the right way to phrase it. I don't have any of that. Well, let's just craft this. But, like, just made it too, like, was just kind of too open with how hard he was playing the game.
We're going a different the alley across the street. Go. Crawl in.
Yeah, Bryce, you get so upset. I'll be honest, I legitimately haven't even seen your comment. So,
Abby,
but yeah.
we need your help.
Yeah, I did see Claire put Child of God in her Instagram bio. Yeah, it's so weird, like this,
Still nearby.
this trajectory Julie Chen has gone
Just
on.
keep going.
With her being, like, extremely religious.
Yara.
Yeah, like, he's like, yeah, Brad's like Tony if Tony, didn't get social dynamics, I guess. Who's a better player, Wendy, Joe, or Jacob? I would say Jacob. Because again, I can at least see Jacob making it, like, a few rounds. Actually, I don't know. I guess there's, like, scenarios where Wendy Joe's, like, a goat to the end, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, actually, now I think about it. I think there's more chance of Wendy Joe getting the final 3 and getting no votes than there is for Jacob to ever make it, like, mid-game. So, I don't know, maybe it is, maybe Wendy Joe is the better player. Yeah, I've already read your comment about her making a YouTube channel. We already talked about this. Like, that was, like, the first thing we talked about on this stream.
What's that behind you?
He saved my life.
You out of the way. We'll deal with
But
you
yeah,
at home.
yeah, he's like Tony from Game Changers, but
God damn it,
I guess like I don't think he has the
3 seconds.
I don't think he has as good of reads as Tony does. I don't feel like he has an understanding of the game
Shoot me.
that Tony does, but yeah, I mean, like, he pretty much played a similar style of game to Tony from Game Changers. Yeah, like, what's our YouTube channel going to be about? Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know anything about her YouTube channel. Like, I have nothing to say about her YouTube channel because I don't know what her YouTube channel is. I completely miss Yara just dying. Well, whatever.
You're my people.
Yeah, you're my people.
Listen to me. We're gonna have to fight to get out of this, okay?
It is so, again, like, I've said this before, but, like, my stream looks like shit in comparison to how the game looks
Stop us.
on my screen. But, whatever.
Okay. Okay. Follow me.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, does Julie Chen recognize that there are other religions? Like, is that a thing with Julie Chen? Does she just think that everyone is Christian? Like, that'd be kind of funny if that's a thing. I hate this fight because this one is actually, like, a pain to run through. And I went the wrong way, didn't I? Oh, no, I'm going the right way. Yeah, I fucked this up already, by the way. Where's the thing? Oh, wait, what? Oh, it's right there. Okay, well, I fucked this up completely. Did I never get more fucking shotgun ammo? Let's see if this works. Nope, it doesn't. Alright, whatever, we'll just do this fight. You want TJ to host the Big Brother season? I think that'd be weird as fuck, but yeah, that'd be funny. Again, like, I don't really care if Julie Chen's the host or not at this point of Big Brother. Fuck. Oh no, I did not mean to do that. I didn't even know that was a thing, actually. Wow, this is so bad. Thank you. That's my problem with playing shooters, is I always feel like I need to get a headshot, and like because of that I waste so much time just aiming. Oh, fuck off. We're dead. I think we're good. Are we not? I'm probably gonna die here. Wow, I'm not gonna die. Okay, cool. Big Brother's not your favorite show? How can Big Brother not be your favorite show? Actually, I think as like an actual TV product, I think Big Brother's my least favorite show of all the shows I cover. Like, again, the TV show of Big Brother just sucks. But again, like, I love the game of Big Brother. And to be honest, I think I like the game of Big Brother more than probably any other game. Like, I think the game of Big Brother is inherently a more interesting game than the game of Survivor. But then again, I feel like the people that run Survivor at least have a better understanding of Survivor than the people that run Big Brother. At least Big Brother US. And then BB Can just fucks it up with twists and everything. Let's make these, I guess. Let's see this too. Will I do a face reveal 10K? Maybe. When am I gonna hit 10K? It'll probably be early next year, I would guess at this point.
Is that Haven? Yeah.
So maybe.
What's left of it? Let's get down.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. I actually meant to have that conversation, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've passed the or I guess the opposite. Whatever. We're at the point now where, like, more than likely I'm not getting 10K by the end of the year. But I think we're gonna come close. Okay, I'm about to die, but I don't care enough to use a med kit, so we'll just see how this plays out. I'm literally about to, how did they not shoot me right there? How am I not dead? How am I not dead? Whatever, who cares? Ugh.
You know how to ride? More or less.
Do I sometimes consider not watching newer Big Brother seasons? Not really nowadays. To be honest, I'm probably more like genuinely interested in Big Brother nowadays than I was when I started the channel. Probably, at least in I think Big Brother, like, even though 23 was like kind of underwhelming with the gameplay not being as interesting, largely due to the cookout and all that stuff. Like, I do think with that, like, I think the casting and diversity mandate and all that, I think it works for BB23. And I feel like now seeing a season that doesn't have to be, that we don't have to have the cookout exists, like, to produce a black winner and stuff. It's like, I think without that in the way, I feel like we could be getting a great season of Big Brother moving forward. Where I think even like production decision wise, like outside of the new what was the twist called, High Rollers Room, with the exception, okay, I'm fucking this up. With the exception of that, I feel like they mostly made okay decisions this season. So I don't know. I'm very hopeful that 23 or 24 will be a strong season, and I'm excited for Celebrity Big Brother. I always am, even though it's going to be a clusterfuck. But yeah, and then BB Can, I feel very confident in BB Can at this point. Where I feel like again, Arissa did an interview of RJP recently that made me feel even better about it. To where I feel like she gets it. I feel like she gets it from a producer standpoint. Again, like I've talked about Arissa in the past, that my one issue with her as executive producer is I do feel like she is still pro twist, where I think she is one of these people that is, like, even though she is a big fan and everything, she is also one that is okay with having these twists mess with the game. But I mean, outside of that, I do feel like I feel okay with Arissa in charge there, to where I feel confident that next season will be strong as well. Where am I going? That's one, right? Is that building? Yeah. Cold take, we're gonna get the best celebrity winner. I mean, I fucking hope so. Actually, I don't know. I mean, like, Tamar, like, even though Tamar is, like, bad in terms of, like, overall, like, I mean, she's, like, fine for a celebrity winner. But, I mean, yeah, hopefully it's better than Marissa.
Gotta get out of here fast.
Is next episode going to be the merge? I mean, from what I've been told, no. And I would... Oh, fuck off. Really? And I would suspect no anyway. Like, it doesn't... Like, I would guess that they're going to merge at 11. Is my personal guess. What? How? I've never done that before in my entire life. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Tamar wouldn't be a hard winner to be... What? What the fuck? What the fuck? Again, like, I'm dying in ways I've never... Okay, and it's a lot... Yeah, I've died in balancing a lot here, too, in this playthrough. I don't know, does the PS5 version just work differently? That was weird. Like, okay, whatever. I guess it's just, like, super sensitive in the PS5 version. I don't know. It's like that time I actively like managed it and it was fine, but whatever. Yeah, I could see rookies versus vets for Weekend 10. I don't think it's gonna be full blown All Stars. Again, I think it's fans versus favorites this season. That seems about right. All Stars, I think it's too risky. And BB Can is not safe right now, ratings wise, for it to be taking the risk of going All Stars. Because again, All-Star seasons typically don't do well ratings-wise, especially for Big Brother, and considering the last half and half season almost caused the cancellation of the show, I don't think they're willing to go All-Stars. Even half and half may not be great, but I think if anything, it'll be half and half. If not, it'll probably just be full-blown newbies. I hate this fight, by the way. Fuck this fight. Oh, fuck. I could have gone. Damn it. Yeah, I think Todrick Hall would be interesting to see on this season of Celebrity Big Brother at this point. Again, I've never heard of him. Like, I still know pretty much nothing about him outside of his connections to Big Brother now. But, yeah, I think that was the rumor, right? Is that he was, like, doing this to try to get some, insight. Okay. On Big Brother, so I don't know. I don't think it's out of a possibility. Why do people hate All-Stars? I think it's just from a casual standpoint, I think it's just harder to get into All-Stars because a lot of casuals haven't watched every season, don't remember most of the people that are on it. Fuck. And also for new people, it's like it's hard to watch an All-Star season as your first season because, again, like, you're obviously supposed to know who these people are and you just don't. Fuck! 1, 2, 3. There we go. Ugh. What happened on the last half and half season? Actually, a Big Brother US has never had a half and half season, has it? So that's kind of weird. I mean, like, it had 13, but that doesn't really count because it technically wasn't half and half. But I guess that's the closest we've got. Well, BB Can's had, obviously, BB Can 5, which is one of the best seasons ever. But, yeah. How Todrick Hall do on Big Brother? I don't know, because I know literally nothing about him. Okay.
Damn it. Are you okay? Yeah.
Be like, I don't think Shan's looking like a merge boot. It could be. Like, I think Evie is more likely to be the merge boot out of, like, the two, like, decoy winners right now. I think Shan's in it for a long haul, personally. Like, I see her as, like, a mid-game boot, like a Final 6, Final 7 sort of boot there. Oh, it's right here. Oh, yeah, it would be cool if we got. I think if we're getting a challenge person on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother, it would be Johnny Bananas. That's the one that makes the most sense. I think it's very unlikely we see like Cam or Leroy, which would be cool. Like I think that would be interesting. Specifically, Cam would be interesting to see on Big Brother, but I don't think it's super likely. But yeah, I mean, I feel like a Johnny Bananas appearance would not be that surprising. What do I think of Tevin from SA? He's fine. I mean, again, like he's a competent player, knows the game strategically. I'm trying to think. Well, he gets taken out because like PK turns on him, right? Which is just like such a weird move, and more so indicative of, I think, of PK's poor gameplay than anything. But I feel like he's a player that has more potential than what his season demonstrated. He played a good game on his season, considering he's like an earlier boot. I would say he's probably the best pre-merge boot of that season. And yeah, if I were to do a player ranking for SA Philippines, it would probably be I don't know how many people are on that season. It's like 18, right? So he would probably be like, he'd probably be middle of the pack, really. I mean, I don't know, maybe a little bit higher. Is A&W canceled? I hope so. I don't know. There's been no word, right? I don't think there's yeah, still no word on American Ninja Warrior getting renewed, which is very weird for that being the case this late. Where again, like the season ended a month ago, and we still have no talk about a season 14. I do believe casting is open, from what I remember. But then I feel like it's always open though. So it's like, again, like feels a bit weird. No official renewal. So I would not be surprised. Oh, I'm sure Leroy wants to do Celebrity Big Brother, but they're not going to pick him. Like I think like if they're getting a challenge for Celebrity Big Brother, obviously Bananas is the clear number one. I think after that you got like maybe a Wes, maybe a CT. But even that, I don't think those are particularly likely either. I mean, like, to be honest, I think Bananas is like the number one. Yeah, I mean, like he's the only one that like transcends the challenge to me. I believe Wes is like doing All Stars 3, isn't he? From what I've heard, because I believe that's about to film. And that's going to be airing, I believe, around the same time as Celebrity Big Brother. So, yeah. It is weird how what All-Star... Like, again, it's so weird that we're getting so many All-Star seasons. Go in? Thank you. Where, again, like, season 4, I think, is supposed to be filming at the beginning of next year. When it's, like, again, like, it's within a year, you're filming 4 seasons? Like, that's ridiculous. I guess it's, like, a cheap enough show to make. But still, it's so weird they're, doing so much there. Actually, I want to get caught up here. I haven't looked at the... okay, so it's still the same. So people that are likely on All Stars 3. Got Nehemiah again. Melinda again. Wes, which is interesting. Derek again. John A again. And then Kellyanne. By the way, John A, I mean, like, looking at our cast photos, between All Stars 1 and All Stars 2, like, she is very clearly been preparing for this. Like it looks like it's like a CT-esque transformation there, like CT from last season to this season, where like CT looks like in his prime, and it's like the same thing with Jeanne, where it's like she just looks a lot better there. Yeah, 38's also filming kind of soon, right? Or is that next year? I don't remember anymore, actually. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who gets picked for the challenge this time. Hopefully better people. I would definitely like to see who... oh yeah, I forgot she did have a kid. I actually forgot about that she did have a kid. Not too
Just figure out how to get in first.
much before that, but... Yeah, me too. I like the challenge cast speculation more than I actually like the challenge at this point. And this was a fine episode today. I do find it interesting that we're doing 3 teams. I don't necessarily love the format within that, where like we have like one team winning immunity, and then that one team gets to pick someone from any of the other 2 teams to put in. It's like I feel like that's like not my favorite format in the world, but I do like that the person going to elimination gets to pick the person they face off against. I feel like that's the thing they haven't done in a while in the challenge, and they really should have done it for a while. So I don't know. Like I feel I'm interested by how the season's going to play out from this point forward. I mean, again, like I'm spoiled, so I know who wins, and like I know relatively the placements. Yeah, I won't spoil it. But still, I'm still interested in seeing how it ends up happening.
Stay quiet now.
Should you watch Final Reckoning? I don't know. Who's a better player, JD or Brad? I think JD. But yeah, I mean, I like Final Reckoning to a degree. Like, it's a very train wrecky season.
Careful. Stay close.
Like, it's a season where, I don't know, it's bloated, it's really long, and, like, there's, like, really dumb twists on the season, but, like, it's just a train wreck the entire way. And, that's what, like, kept it entertaining to me. Would I eat bacon pancakes?
I said back up!
I mean, yeah. Oh, in it? Okay. Well, I mean, still, yeah, probably. I don't know, I've never been a big breakfast person.
Don't fucking turn around.
Like, but if I were to eat breakfast often, then yeah, that sounds fine. I've never been I never liked breakfast foods. Has the preseason spoiler for early boot gotten voted off yet? The answer is no. Well, okay, one of them. Again, there were 2. Abraham was one of them.
I shoot this one too.
But there's another one that's still in the game.
Stand up now.
Don't you fucking dare!
And the thing that's like kind of sucks about that is that the other one has more proof
Stop.
than Abraham did.
Toss your weapon.
Yeah, we're caught up here.
Toss your weapon. I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me.
Breakfast for lunch.
There's no cure
Ugh.
because of me.
Yeah, like I never like breakfast foods. I don't like I don't like eggs.
Just let him go.
I don't like pancakes or waffles that much. I don't know. I really just don't like breakfast foods. I never like sausage, like the breakfast sausages and stuff.
And you wasted it.
Yeah, that's one of the things with Abraham that like in the preseason that I didn't like from again like I knew I had a good sense that Abraham was going home early, but
Don't let her leave.
even without that, it's like I was not feeling good about Abraham even from his bio and everything. And yeah, that was one of the things where like he talks about how his wife told him not to be himself, which is like exactly what Wendy Jo's husband told her. And it's like I feel like that's a very bad sign where the person that knows you the best is telling you not to be you. Am I lame? Yeah, I am. I mean, obviously. Cereal. I don't like cereal. And if I do like cereal, it's like all the worst cereals for you. But again, I don't typically buy cereal. What the fuck is that? Okay, no. I'm not fucking continuing from that bullshit. Like, why'd she climb? It is so weird they did this, though. Where this is obviously mirroring the David fight from Last of Us 1. But you're doing it against Abby this time. Or against Ellie this time. Do I not have a bottle? Where the fuck are the bottles? Or is that even a thing? Wait, am I supposed to grab a bottle? I don't remember anymore. Okay, well that didn't work. What the fuck? Yeah, again, I've never been a big breakfast person. What the fuck was that? That sounded weird. Wait, where'd it go? What? Oh, right there. Oh, fuck off! Okay, fine. Wendy's is doing a cereal? I mean, that is if Wendy's stays a sponsor of BB Can. Fuck. Yeah, that's the problem with me is that I'm like... Oh, fuck. Okay, I just did that terribly. Okay, whatever. Is that I don't eat that much in real life, but what I do eat are, like, the worst foods for you. Like, Okay. There we go. Whatever. Alright. So I think after this fight we have about an hour left, right? Or maybe even less. Yeah, actually we're getting through this a bit quicker than I thought we would. Oh shit, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? We just like died instantly. Okay, whatever.
Motherfucker!
Alright, wait. Oh, now we get bricks. I thought we got... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, well that's some bullshit. What do I eat? I mean, I eat a lot of, like, frozen food. Okay, fuck off. Like, usually a lot of, like, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, that sort of thing. Yeah, the Peter Brown diet. I'm thinking, I'm not like Peter Brown to the point where like I can't eat anything else. But yeah. Or like Peter Brown like got upset eating a salad, right? Wasn't that Peter Brown? Oh fuck, it's over there. There we go, we did it. Can you make a case for how every Australian survivor isn't the best to be the best? Actually, that is the thing. Like that is like I did want to do a and one of my like April Fool's ideas for a video was to do a like ranking of every season or something, or every winner, but like do it in chronological order. Like essentially make the ranking like the winners ranked, or make the order of the ranking in chronological order, but then like actually try to argue those rankings, which I feel like doing it reverse would be more fun. I don't know, actually. Well, like Survivor, so essentially I would have like Richard Hatch won, or I guess if I do it in reverse, Richard Hatch is the worst winner, and then Tina, and then Ethan, and then Vesepian, that sort of thing, and like actually genuinely argue it. I think that would be a fun thing to do at some point.
Don't ever let me see you again.
Where I rank Kenny, Marcus, Maddie, Gabon player ranking, I think I would have Maddie, Kenny than Marcus. Yeah, he threw up eating a salad. Yeah, that was what it was. I love him talking over these like overly emotional scenes. Was Wendy Jo a fan? I believe so. I mean, again, that's like I think more so you should say applicant or recruit, because again, you can be a fan and a recruit. Those aren't like mutually exclusive. Yeah, again, I have no clue who that is from Hell's Kitchen. Oh, cool. Did it again. Or,
What's wrong?
no, I think my mic is plugged in. I just fucked up with
It's okay.
chat here, so I was trying to fix it. Or accidentally clicked out of the stream manager. But whatever. Apply for an org. I keep on naturally saying org. Like, I know it's org, but I keep on just saying org.
Oh, what's up, you little goobers?
Hey. Thanks for doing the dishes.
You can thank me by putting on some music.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Alright, let's do this.
Not so tense.
Just making sure audio's good. Oh yeah, I should be good. Rank the food rewards.
Oh, you want a boogie, huh?
I feel like that'll take too much time. I mean, that's a lot to rank. I did find it funny how on this episode they literally just gave them a fish. Like second place just got a fish. That was so fucking weird.
Mom is very easy to
It's like, was that fish like?
You, my bars.
I don't know. It's like I have so many questions about that fish. It's like, was it chilled? Like, has it just been sitting there for forever? Like, it's so weird that they just handed them a dead fish.
Ooh, look at Mama go. Oh, wow. Ooh.
Last place is Pizza Mountain from EOE. I don't even remember EOE's rewards that well.
You're weird.
I'm aware.
I remember, like, I mean, obviously, like, I remember, like, all the Survivor pizzas look like shit, because they supposedly are.
All right, go.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I think I left Ollie outside. You mind bringing him back in?
Yeah, sure thing.
Where the fuck's the... Okay, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, whatever.
Want some fresh air?
But yeah, so, I forgot. There was other stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, yeah, I guess I bought a whole bunch of games since the last time I streamed.
Hey, Ollie. What are you doing out
I spent like $150.
Hang on. There we go.
Yeah, I'm already getting a bit of a dent into the games of 2021. What the fuck just happened there on stream? Whatever. No, one of them was not Bug Snacks. What I bought Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Everybody does it.
I bought Returnal. So, well, essentially GameFly had a sale, or it might even still be going on.
We should go check.
And I bought a whole bunch of stuff. Jack and Jill, I mean, like, being forced to watch Jack and Jill, I mean, that's definitely a bad enough reward there. Hey, the main squeeze. But yeah, so wait, what was it? It was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Returnal, Resident Evil 8, Oddworld Soulstorm, and Scarlet Nexus. Those were 5 games. Then also I bought the Blu-ray of Tenet, just because why not? It was only like $7. Yeah, so got a bit of a head start there on 2021.
You got that?
Which yeah, so currently what I'm doing on my own is I'm playing Fist of the North Star, which is a Yakuza spin-off, because I wanted to make a video on the Yakuza spin-offs, which is obviously why next stream I will be starting Judgment. So we'll be playing through that. I'll play through Fist of the North Star on my own. That way I can make that video. And then after that, I'm really just gonna start playing the games of 2021.
Should I
Because I also have Hitman as well that I need to play. We might actually play Hitman's 1 and 2 on stream during that time. We'll see. There's a few other games I wanted to play. I forgot what else I wanted to play on stream.
There you go.
Again, there was a Control playthrough I would have liked to do. Oh, I want to replay a Plague Tale. That's a thing. Even though I just played it not too long ago on stream, I obviously now have the PS5 version of it, and I would love to play it on PS5.
Yeah?
Because supposedly the PS5 version looks pretty good. So I think we might do that at some point. And then, beyond that, we'll figure it out. But
In there.
you don't think Jack and Jill's the worst movie ever? Well, I mean, 'cause you haven't watched that many movies. I mean, Jack and Jill's not the worst movie ever, but it is very bad. I never found Adam Sandler that funny. My favorite Adam Sandler movies are the ones where he takes it seriously. Like I love Punch Drunk Love. I like Uncut Gems is good, but what was the other one? Funny People, which is like, I mean, it is more of a, like, it is a comedy, but it's a bit more serious. I feel like there's another movie I'm just forgetting that Adam Sandler was in. But anyway, like, I feel like his more serious stuff is stuff that I like. Yeah, I've seen Jack and Jill a while back at this point, but
Eugene.
yeah, it's bad.
Todd. Move it or lose it.
But again, it's not like the worst movie ever.
Way too many sheep.
Oh, I don't mind the first Hotel Transylvania. I don't think I've watched 2 or beyond. Actually, now I think about it, I think I did watch 2, but I just don't remember it. But like, they're fine.
I got one for you. What's the quietest animal on a farm?
Wait, is it? Oh fuck, I'm an idiot. We're missing some. I don't know, Happy Gilmore's fine. I've never been a big Adam Sandler guy. Like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, like stuff like that. It's like, it's just, they're fine.
Angry sheep and a mad cow. An animal that's in a bad mood.
Is that it? Still no? Oh fuck.
Yeah. Mama likes that one too.
I think that's everyone, right?
Nice job, JJ. We did it.
Addams Family. I don't actually know. Probably not. Now I think about it.
Okay, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
If we're talking about the older ones, I don't think so. And even like all of them.
Hey, how'd you get out?
Yeah, like even when throwing the challenge, they can't lose. I mean, they're essentially like the Braun tribe from Cagayan, where even though they're trying to throw it, they can't lose. But yeah, I mean, like I still suspect that they're going to Tribal again, or at some point. I mean, I feel like there's so much setup there for it to like lead to nothing, would just be kind of weird. Yeah. I guess it's just like Nasir is too good, I guess. I mean, I didn't pay attention actually. Was Danny trying to throw the comp? I forgot. I know we did get a confessional from him during the challenge, but I did miss it. Like, was he trying to throw the comp? Anyway, who's first in my power rankings? Right now, I actually have Tiffany. In terms of who I think is winning based off the edit. If we're talking about in-game, like, I would say probably, actually, Deshaun. But, yeah, I have Tiffany 1, Evie 2, I think Shan 3, and then beyond that I don't remember, but I'm trying to open it up real quick. They look like Erica and Nasir got out of the water before Danny. Hey, who sat out again? It was what, Heather and I guess Sydney, right?
It's good.
Will Haley be the best social strategy game player of the year? Probably. I'm realistically probably. In terms of player, in terms of like person I have most confidence in on any given season, that sort of thing, probably. I mean, I think she is up until this point, if we're talking about just Survivor Big Brother. Yeah, I mean, like Tiffany is someone that I think would be in consideration, but I feel like Haley is a better Survivor player than Tiffany is a Big Brother player, probably, in the grand scheme of things. Actually, I forgot how long this section is. Like, I was an idiot when I was saying we only have an hour left, because I forgot how long the farm is. When I think of this section, I think of it as short because I'm usually, like, whenever I do speedruns, I always just skip cutscenes. That's, like, the majority of this section is just cutscenes. I would say episode 600. Yeah, I did remember that 500 was Game Changers. Yeah, so there's been 100 episodes since then. So, 7 seasons later? Are reunions counted as episodes? I don't feel like they should be, but they are technically episodes, though.
Hey, where you been?
Hunting. Took a little longer than I thought.
Wait, they were all cowboy players? Is that really a thing?
Come inside.
I mean, yeah, I think Danny definitely has the potential to be the best player of that grouping. I think as of right now, it's probably what? It's probably Gary.
There you are.
And then it's probably Gary, then Steve. And then who cares between, like, I guess Alan Ball, then Jimmy Johnson. But, yeah, I mean, I think Gary and Steve are both, like, legitimately good players. Yeah, I think Danny definitely has the potential to be up there. Well, I mean, like, if he ends up, like, not going tribal and then he's, like, the merge boot or something, then probably not. But, yeah, if he makes it, like, a decent ways through the merge, I feel like he'll definitely
We're taking some time apart.
get close there.
Sorry.
Nah. We talked about it a lot. Yeah, that's what we both want. So.
Oh, you picked Austin over Ty for BBCAN 9? That's a rough one.
I got something to show you. So I've been putting out feelers for months now.
Yeah, like Haley was someone that I would have. I mean, either way, like with the with Brains vs Brawn, I was always going to pick a Brawn, just because I felt like Australian Survivor favored the Brawns. In general, I felt like Australian Survivor favors like a Brawn that has like a strategic mind, and that's why I went with Shannon. And even then, like I thought Chelsea. Again, it's funny that I had Chelsea as my second contender for Brains vs Brawn, but who else did I have? Kaz, right? Kaz was the other one. Yeah, like in terms of like the brain person to pick, like yeah, and for me it was between Georgia and Haley, but I went with Georgia just because Georgia was in the fucking promos, and that was obviously a bad decision. It's so funny, like Georgia is such a nothing person on that season. It's hilarious that she was in the promos over Haley.
I'm sorry.
Because like, I feel like they have essentially the same like package. The show, like they're both like have fields that are like could relate. I mean, like what she was a actually what was Georgia? She was like a criminal psychologist or something, right? But like Haley's like a pain researcher, which I feel like both of them like you can make like again they're kind of both medical fields that you can medical and I mean I guess that one's mental health, which I guess is kind of different. But either way, like I feel like they're like similar enough sort of packages for a promo. Yeah, it's weird they went with Georgia over
I'll make
Haley.
her pay.
Tommy.
That's what you said when we got back to Jackson.
Tommy.
What a joke.
Yeah, this is the last time we see Tommy in this game, right?
Yeah.
Like, what a weird thing. Like, what they end up doing with Tommy in this game.
Hey.
Is it worth the throw immunity to vote out a 4'11 girl? Probably not. But I also feel like if you're this tribe that's, I don't know, I mean, either way, I feel like Luvu's kind of in a bad spot either way, now I think about it. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like Luvu, again, like in a 3-tribe format, the tribe that comes into the merge with the most numbers ends up typically being the tribe that loses out on the merge vote. So I do think technically for the betterment of the tribe as a whole, it would probably be better if they went to tribal. But again, like do it all like to get rid of Erica and stuff, that does seem kind of ridiculous. Yeah, like I feel like with Tommy, I mean, like Tommy's there because they wanted to, like I guess it's like to add more stakes to Ellie going to Seattle and everything, with like her also trying to between she therefore, which is to save Tommy. Line here is just so weird. Where like it definitely is like a radical departure from. Do Haley and George want to play again? Interview of Shannon Gus on RHAP. Which, to be honest, at this point, I'm probably not going to, just because like I don't have the time or the care enough to do it. And also, I feel like I have a pretty good read on George's game. I don't feel like there's much that he would say in that interview that would change my mind on his game. Well, like I feel like Haley's like there would say yes to like every opportunity. Like I don't think that's necessarily the case. Do Wonderwall. I don't even know how to. Like I know you can play like actual songs, right, with it. It's so fucking. This is so weird too. Yeah, this is literally like one of the first scenes we ever saw in the game. Yeah, it's a scene from like the last hour of the fucking game. It's so weird. What was my favorite blind side in each of the seasons? Well, I mean, season 1 is probably either Craig or the Rowan blind sides. I would say probably the Rowan one is more fun.
Your old man really laid into.
Or like the Craig one's good, but I would say
Another big lecture.
I would probably go with oh, what did I say about George? About what? About him playing again? I don't remember exactly what it was. But either way, if it's about him playing again, I think he would say yes in the right circumstances, but I don't think he's like... I think he's more likely to come back than Haley. But,
It's 2 weeks until you're back together.
Not gonna happen.
yeah, I feel like, also probably someone that's not like...
Yeah.
I don't think he is going to come back, like, right away, though.
Make it one.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if Blood vs. Water, maybe he is back for all I know, which I think would be a terrible decision for him. But I don't think he would just, like, randomly come back.
Jesse.
But I do think he would play again,
Don't
though.
forget, we're heading out early, so get some rest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing that I was thinking about today with the tribes is if Luvu keeps on winning and we do merge at 11, it's going to be weird that they're going to be able to just outright have the numbers, like come into the merge, which I don't think has ever happened in the history of 3 tribes, where one of the tribes literally had more people than the other 2 tribes. Like that's insane. I don't think it's going to happen. But that is weird that can happen. Maybe in 3 we'll get to play as Dina and have to protect the baby. Probably, like, I don't know. I don't think that's where we're going. I feel like playing as Lev feels like a good progression. And even if we don't, I feel like maybe just keep with Ellie. Or maybe keep with the switching between Ellie and Abby. Or maybe just, like, go fucking just bring in a new character. But I doubt we're going to play as Dina, though. I feel like that's not particularly likely. Is anyone from Rangers Run likely? I think a lot of people are likely. I think George is a lock to come back, if he wants to come back. Which I do think he does. Just I don't think it's... Like, I think All-Stars 2, he's back. Blood versus Water, not necessarily. And then, who else is there? Danny, I think, is likely. Emmett, I think, is likely.
Hey.
Flick, I think, is
Family event.
likely.
Sorry.
And then, again, Haley, I think there's a chance, especially Ulcers, too.
Next time there's kids around.
Yeah, like you're setting such a
And is that it?
Oh, just what this town needs.
Oh, no, well, I mean, pre-mergers, you got Simon. Simon's a lock next returning season, I think.
What did you just say? Ellie, really? Don't.
Get the hell out of here. Get
Yeah, Simon,
Hey!
Shannon is there's a chance. Joey is someone that is well liked by production.
Let's go for a walk. Don't worry about yourself.
Let's get you some fresh air.
Is that it? I think that might be it at that point.
He had no right.
Maybe Kez. I think the chance of Kez.
I don't need your fucking help, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are probably the people. Yeah, I did see that Harry is kind of changing up his mind on wanting to play again. Because he said that he was done after that one season, after All-Stars. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe All-Stars 2 or something? I don't know if to be honest, I don't know if I really need to see Harry play again. I feel like we got what we're going to get. Like, I'll be surprised if Harry wins the game. At this point, but okay, this is irritating me. I see there's like a little piece of like dust in the crack. I don't know if it's actually it might not even be dust, but there's like something in between the lights on my PS5 controller. It's really disturbing me now. I need to clean that out. Trying to comment on Twitter about JD saying, oh yeah, that I did. I literally wrote that down in my notes for this episode. Yeah, when when JD gets voted out, he says any particular reason, which is literally what Kylan says when he gets evicted in BB23. I literally wrote that down in my notes of that it's giving me Kylan flashbacks. Oh yeah, Johnny Fairplay and Harry, that'd be a great combo. Hey, I would love it if we did get a US versus Australia season.
You think this is easy? For you and for him, ideally.
Hey, I don't think it's happening soon, but it'll be cool if it happened one day.
Prove it.
And you can get these people that aren't coming back to US on Australia. You got like a Johnny Fairplay, maybe like a John Carroll.
So what? I'm just supposed to sit here.
I don't know who else there is. But either way, I think there's definitely Alec. Yeah. Yeah, Alec was in was he in Sequester? So it's like, I mean, if he's willing to do Sequester, I feel like he'll definitely be willing to do Australian Survivor.
We've got a family. She doesn't get to be more important than that.
Aren't they still super young, by the way? Aren't they like 20? Like, how old is that? Like, Ellie's like 19, right? Like, it's so weird. They're like in this like really committed relationship with a kid and everything when they're still like super fucking young. Let's see. I'm looking this up real quick. I'm pretty sure they're 19. Yeah. Whatever.
That's up to you.
Oh, Stephanie. I don't think Stephanie Johnson's coming back either way. I just think I think she's done with Survivor in general. I don't think it's just a U.S. thing. I think she just doesn't want to come back. Oh, hey, Joe. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, I feel like. I just got done watching Survivor. Yeah, a bit surprised. Yeah, JD, I don't know, like, I feel like after the premiere, I was thinking he was going to have a trajectory similar to this, but then kind of, like, fell off that in the last few episodes, where I thought he was maybe going to be, like a mid-merge boot or something, but, yeah, disappointed, definitely, to see him go home this early. Again, and see him and Brad go home back to back, who I think are two of the better pre-merge characters. I think that was definitely underwhelming there. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, that was just weird. Like, I don't know. It feels like it's been a while since we've had like a local on Survivor. Like, when was the last time? Like, was it Tata?
It's all evens.
The Bushman or whatever? Did I go to the wrong house? No, it's this one here. No? There we go.
Let's see.
Where's he in my power rankings? I think he was like right in the. Oh yeah, I sure was. Forgot about that. I did open that. He was at number 9 before this episode. 9 out of 14. So, like a little bit less than midway. Who did I actually have at number 1? Oh yeah, I did have Chantel number 1 before this episode.
Keep searching.
Alright, so you can just go around in a circle, and then Lev finds it.
Is it really nothing? Lev, I think we're done here.
No, wait.
Alright, yeah, so after this episode, again, I have Tiffany at number 1. 2, Evie, 3, Shan, 4, Deshawn, 5, Xander, which I think is really indicative. I think at that point, I don't think any of those people are winning, to be honest. I think those are the 4 to me. I think you got Tiffany, Evie, Shan, Deshawn. I think everyone else is not super likely. But Xander's only that high just because of Yasa. Because of this, like in the talk about Yasa from this episode of how you can't like count them out or whatever. Like the entire like metaphor of the turtles and all that sort of stuff. Which very much screamed out to me as foreshadowing that Yasa's going to win. And again, for me, the most likely to win is Tiffany out of that bunch. But I did move Xander up just because of that. I guess he is on Yasa, even though I still don't feel great about Xander. And then I have Danny at 6, Ricard at 7, Liana at 8,
Unfortunately, I have to agree with you.
Nasir at 9. Who's at 10? Jeannie at 10, Sydney at 11, Erica at 12, Heather at 13. So yeah, that's the entire ranking there. Which,
Is this frequency currently in use?
ranking video of all the local tribes people. How many are there?
See a call sign anywhere?
It's probably what, like 5 or 6.
Oh, what?
It's a short list of numbers and letters.
Larry the Cable Guy was on Masked Singer.
This is Abby from Santa Barbara. Can anyone hear me?
Like, Courtney Yates would be interesting on Australian Survivor. Would not do well, I don't think. But yeah, that would be interesting.
Is anyone out there?
What's this?
These are frequencies.
Yeah, I did love how, Nathan
Is this
was,
frequency currently in use?
like,
This
he
is
was
Abby from
barely
Santa
there,
Barbara.
right? I mean, like, he was, like, I feel like with the other ones, like, we see more interactions with them. Well, here it was more so,
Can anyone hear me?
like, did we even see him interact that much with the tribe? Like, we did see him, like, grab coconuts and stuff like that, but I feel like he didn't get as much screen time as a lot of
Is this
these
frequency
other ones
currently in
typically
use?
do.
This is Abby from Santa Barbara.
Can I do a video ranking final? I assume you mean final tribal councils, right? Eventually. I'll be honest, not anytime soon. Again, doing the ones for Survivor US like fucked up my schedule.
Currently in use. Hello?
That's why I've been
Abby
like,
from Santa Barbara.
that's why
Can anyone
I'm kind of doing a lot right now to try to catch up.
If anyone
But
can hear me,
that took
please
so
reply.
long to watch all the Survivor finales and like do all that sort of stuff. So again, I don't think it's super likely that I do the international one anytime soon, but definitely for down the road.
Signal on you. Where in Santa Barbara you calling from?
Yeah, Lil for Australian Survivor. I'm sure that'll be a
24,
likely
24
thing.
Constance. We got a tip about a base, but there's no one here. We're looking for fireflies. I'm a firefly.
Where were you stationed?
I always thought this was like
Salt Lake outpost.
that the people that she was talking to were actually
Who ran that facility?
Dr.
like
Jerry
people
Lake.
tricking her or something. But no, it actually turns out these are actually the Fireflies. Will it be 2022? Probably not.
We pulled everyone
Again, like I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Like it's not in the foreseeable future for me to be doing it.
200 strong now. With a few more every month.
Like I think I'm more likely to do it for like individual things like Australian Survivor and Survivors of Africa than I am to do it for like
How do we find you?
international Survivor as a whole, and definitely not for fucking global. But even then, like, I don't think it's particularly likely. Like, I just don't really see it as something I'm too apt to do soon. Because, like, even for, like, Survivor US, the main reason I did it is because, like, we're 40 seasons in, and that felt like a good time to do it. It's like, for International Survivor, it's like, I would just be doing it for the sake of it. And it's like, to do that much work for, like, just for the sake of it is, like, not something I'm really looking forward to doing.
You were right.
Like, it would have to be, like, some sort of, like, special occasion,
Because it makes me feel better.
which there isn't really one for International Survivor. Would Haley be high? I mean, so we're talking about Final Tribal Council performances. She would be like, I don't know, she's a pretty baseline performance. Like, she doesn't do anything there that's like overly impressive to me, but like, she gives the jury what they want. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't know what the other performances are.
Come here, let me see you.
Like, I think if we're doing a U.S. ranking, like, she'd probably be like in comparison to the U.S. ranking, she would probably be, probably around like 10 to 15, somewhere in that spot.
Don't you fucking touch him!
And I think it's like a kind of a similar thing with Nicole. And again, Nicole's Final Tribal Council performance from SA is like it's a weird one where it's like, yeah, she's giving the jury what they want, and like that is like something to be commended. But it's like a jury performance that I know very clearly wouldn't have worked on me. Like, for me, it's like I would not have liked her performance, and I would not have voted for Nicole personally. But it's like, I understand it was effective to the people that mattered. So, like, I feel like that's when, like, the ranking of Final Tribal Council performances kind of becomes weird. It's like the same problem I had with, like, with Adam in Melee vs. Gen X, where it's like, again, he gives a strong performance for what the jury is looking for, but it's not one that would work on me. Like, I know it's like I would not like his performance, where I appreciated Hannah's performance more than Adam's. But again, it works for the jury that he's working with, which makes it like tough to, which one do I put more weight into? Do I put more weight into a performance that I think I personally would attach to, or the one that the people in the game attach to? And yeah, that's something I had to consider there. So we're just gonna run through this entire section.
This looks promising.
So I do think we're so obviously we're probably like 45 minutes or so away from the end of the game. I think when we finish it, we might just call it a night. I mean, there isn't that much to do in this game outside that, and I don't know, maybe if we like find something to talk about at that point, maybe I'll stay on for a bit longer, but oh, wait, that's wrong, right? I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I think it's here. And nope, I'm wrong. Never mind. Fuck me. Where I rank all the Survivor players? JP, John Carroll. Oh, just all the Johns.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's like a lot of people. I don't know. I would say, I mean, Cochran would probably be number one. Even though, again, I do feel like he's an inconsistent player. It's like, out of all the people he listed there, it's like, I feel like he's probably number one. Then after that, probably Fair Play. I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like John Raymond's the worst of those. Oh, actually, Jonathan Libby. But, like, does he count? Like, I didn't even bother putting him in my worst player of all time list. Both him and the other one, and Wanda. I didn't bother putting them on just because it's like we have, like, no real, like, nothing that substantial to really go off of here. So I was like, it's not even worth it. When will the videos be out for US? So the final Tribal Council ranking is coming out at the end of this month, I think. Actually, I don't even think I think it's a week from Saturday. Okay, I fucked this up, by the way. I think it's the 23rd. As long as the mid-season power ranking doesn't have to come out that day, and if it does, then it will be delayed a week. But either way, by the end of this month, the Final Tribal Council ranking will come out, and then the Final Tribal Council performance rankings will be coming out 1 week apart from each other. As of right now, in the middle of November. Like, I believe the winning one's going to be first, and then the losing one. I believe. Yeah, I'll check in a second once we're out of the gameplay here, but I believe it's the second week of November. Okay. And then we need to go down here, and then we're in a cutscene.
Downhill. 24, 25 constants.
Best first boot of SA? It's probably either Seamus or Jason, I would guess, offhand. Probably Seamus. I'm trying to think, like, you got Leanne. Leanne's not really that high. I'm surprised I even remember who Leanne was. Then... Okay. Fine. Is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll look this up real quick. Yeah, so it is on... Fuck. Keeps on closing. Oh, there we go. On the 13th is when the winning Tribal Council performance comes out. And then the 20th is when the losing one comes out. Which, those should be locked in. Again, like, pretty much the rest of the year should be pretty locked in. I mean, maybe, like, move a video a week or so. But even then, like, that'll be more so in December than anything. I feel like really the schedule up until early December is pretty locked in at this point. Or, like, I mean, Big Brother VIP, I don't know when that's ending, and that's going to affect when that review comes out. Same thing with the challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies. I have a good idea of when it's ending, but we don't know for sure. So that's kind of going to go all over the place. Technically, Survivor 41, we don't technically know when the finale date is. Though, again, I have a bit of an estimate. So, again, like, those reviews of those shows will definitely change some things up. Again, like, really, for the rest of the year, the videos I don't have done yet are mid-season power ranking for 41, the Top Games of Generation video, which I need to edit, I haven't recorded, and then the 3-season reviews, so Big Brother VIP, Survivor 41, Challenge, Spies, Lies, and Allies. Then you got the Survivor 41 player ranking, and then the 2021 year in reality TV. Like, that's essentially what I need to do for the rest of the year. And then what I'm really working on right now is really all the videos for early next year. But even then, there's a lot of videos early on that I can't do yet. You got Challenge All Stars 2, Sasuke 39, which at this point, actually, that's another thing. I did actually make Sasuke 39 review an extra video. I decided to make that a Monday video just because it's easier that way. And that's part of the reason why I decided to move the schedule around to where the Merge Boot ranking is actually going to be the week after the first Saturday. Where that's scheduled now for January 8th instead of January 1st.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, then you got Australian Fire Blood versus Water. Cast assessment. You got Survivor 42 cast assessment. Survivor 3 cast assessment. You got the runner-up, global runner-up ranking, which I'm not looking forward to recording, but that's something that comes in. And then also another reason why I thought it was a better idea to bump the merge boot ranking is because it gives me a bit more time to work on it. Though, to be fair, I mean, I guess it really shouldn't matter because I should be able to make it around time to merge, but still.
Talk.
She's in a holding cell in our camp.
Where is that?
Yeah, again, did do a lot of rescheduling of things today, though. But yeah, most of those things are for next year. Ashley from Champions. I mean, Ashley's fine. Again, like, Dawn actually had, like, didn't he, like, get voted on, like, a 4-3 vote or something? So that was kind of weird. Nafundo. Christina. I don't even remember Christina. Well, Christina was the one that quit, right? So it's like, I don't think I would personally consider her the first boot. I think I would go with the other guy that got voted out because he stepped on the thing. What was his name? Grant? Is that his name? I don't remember. Whatever. Lucanio's not bad either, technically.
Tall round building.
Actually, I mean, to be honest, like first boots of South Africa are actually not that bad.
Tall round building.
Like, I don't think there is a terrible first boot of South Africa. But I do think Seamus is still the number one, though. For me.
Fuck.
It's probably likely to be on... I'm assuming you mean the Challenge 38, right? And I don't think so.
Shit. Alright.
To be honest, I would be surprised if Polly ever comes back. I would like to see it happen, but I don't think it's particularly likely. Yeah, I've watched the newest episode of The Challenge. Yeah, they did. It is technically individuals, but they are also in teams. Like, they split them into 3 teams of 6. And, but eliminations are done in individuals. You have to kill the dog, by the way, sadly. I don't want to kill the dog, but you do. It doesn't let you cross through here unless the dog's dead. Thoughts on Priscilla? I like Priscilla. I think Priscilla's one of the better rookies here. Actually, I think at this point, like, through looking at my notes and everything, because I started working on the challenge review, I kind of realized, like, the rookies actually aren't that bad this season. I mean, there are some duds. Like, there's Tracy, there's Renan, who are, like, nothing figures, but I feel like the rookies actually weren't that bad here. And yeah, I think Priscilla's one of the better ones. I think she's definitely someone I would like to see back. I think you got Esther, I think you got like Kells, Michaela, obviously, like Michelle. I mean, but again, those should be kind of obvious. But yeah, I mean, like, I think this has actually been a decent group, even though I think the initial casting is still very questionable. I'll be honest, like, I just don't know how interested production is in Polly. Because, like, from what I understand, they wanted Cara Maria back for Total Madness, but she said no, right? Because she said no because they didn't want Polly back for that season. Which, like, makes me question, like, why didn't they want Polly back? I don't even know why I'm fighting her. Like, you can run through this area. I don't know why I bothered fighting them. You know what? Let's just actually restart Encounter. Because I just don't even want to bother with wasting all those supplies. Okay. Oh, fuck. I thought that was the right way. God damn it. Is it this one, then? It is. There we go. We didn't even get detected. I'm surprised by that. Is Bettina likely returning? I would guess no. Even though her edit is picking up a bit here, from what I understand, I don't think they love Bettina. And I believe Bettina has been calling out production a bit on social media, so I would guess that it's not super likely. By the way, this is essentially the final enemy encounter in the game, and we're just going to run through all of it. Ah, fuck. Whatever. Josh made a rumor that Polly hurt him. Yeah, that seems like a very Josh thing to do. Fuck. Oh, this is the end. There we go. Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing who does end up returning for this season. Yeah, I'm excited for Challenge 38 casting. Yeah, I haven't listened to any of his podcasts. Yeah, I do know he's done like a lot of podcasts to challenge people, though. And to be honest, like me personally, I just probably don't even have the interest to listen to challenge interviews from challenge competitors. I mean, gotta hope that Anthony's not there. I mean, if he's not on BB Can, at least. If he's not on BB, if BB Can 10's not All Stars, then yeah, you gotta have Anthony on Challenge 38.
The pillars? Head down to the beach.
Actually, I want to look this up. I want to look up the cast of 37 and just like talk about who I think can come back.
Come on.
All right, here we go. So I'm just on the Wikipedia. So I mean, like CT, I think CT's a lock if he wants to come back, no matter what. Corey, again, probably a lock if he wants to come back. Again, M2E seems to like Corey for whatever reason. Corey Wharton, I'm talking about. Again, Devin, same thing. Ed, I mean, like, it feels like they like Ed. I mean, to be fair, most returnees at this point, I think most of the people that came back for this season are people that are more than likely always going to come back. If what was it? Alright, either way. Yeah, like I think a lot of these like people that were on this season, like even though it's frustrating that they keep on bringing back the same fucking people, like where again like all the returnees on this season were are people from Double Agents, with the exception of Amanda, which is like ridiculous that they actually allowed that to happen, but they can't just have all returnees, right? So I guess someone's gonna have to get cut, but I guess we'll see. But either way, like Ed, I think Ed seems somewhat likely. Emmanuel, I think Emmanuel seems like a likely returnee at this point. I feel like he could probably be getting more airtime. I do feel like someone I wouldn't be opposed to seeing back. Oh yeah, Rob Bentley would be cool. I mean, Rob Bentley, from what I understand, turned it down. So hopefully, if he can do it this time. There she is. Josh is a lock because he's Josh. Kyle probably a lock if he wants to come back, which I'm sure he does. Logan, I think Logan's likely. I don't think he's a lock, but I do think. Yeah, I mean, I think. Out of the four, actually, I just realized the women are a lot stronger. I feel like than the men. Yeah, I feel like Logan is like kind of likely. Nelson, obviously, is Nelson. Jeremiah, I don't know if they're. I don't think they're bringing back Jeremiah. Like Jeremiah seems a bit invisible in the edit, and I just feel like there's like other people that you would rather see there. Huey, I think Huey is very likely. Fessie's coming back. Gabo, I don't know if they're going to bring back Gabo. Like, Gabo had some fun moments here and there, but I don't think he's really someone that needs to come back. Coriel, I would love to see Coriel back, and I think it's somewhat likely. Tommy, no. Kells, again, I would like to see it. I don't think he's a lock. Again, he was a bit of an early boo. Like, I do think there's definitely a high chance of it, but definitely not a guarantee. Renan, come on. And then Nam, I would like to see Nam back. Again, like, he wasn't the best CV in Double Agents, but I do feel like he has a strong story on a return, and the fact that he gets, like, kicked out here for COVID or whatever he gets kicked out for. Yeah, I think Nam's definitely someone that I would like to see again at some point. So I would like it. I just don't know if it's super likely. I feel like he's probably one of the more likely vets to get cut for next time. Steffi would be interesting. And Nicole. I think Nicole Capper would be great. Yeah. But actually, both Nicoles from Nicole Capper and Nicole, forgot her name, Wilmans, right? Something like that. I think both of them would be fun on the challenge. Oh yeah, Ty or Jed, they would be great too. Spicy V. I don't know, I feel like she seems more, I think she's more likely to be on BB Can 10 than she is on the challenge. I don't think it's Williams. I'm pretty sure it's not Williams, because I thought it was Williams, and it turns out it's Will Mins, right? Yeah, it's Will Mins. Yeah, Emmy is likely. I think Emmy's very likely. Just, I haven't paid attention to Tough as Nails, so I don't know if there's anyone from Tough as Nails that would be likely. Yeah, so for the women, Amanda, I think, is likely at this point to return. Ashley, again, always going to be back. Bettina, I don't think is likely. Emmy, likely. Casey, we'll see. I don't know. I guess the Big Brother stuff's like such. We need Casey. Nani, I don't know. Like, when the fuck's Nani gonna give up? Like, I don't need to see Nani on TV anymore. Like, I feel like she's gotten what she like. Her only like little bit of intrigue on this season is the fact that she's now dating Casey. But it's like, outside of that, it's like, again, Nani's like, I think she's the kind of run out of material. But who knows if they bring her back. Tori, I think they want Tori to win. I think that's pretty clear. Big T, I would love to see Big T back. Priscilla, again, I think she's very likely. I mean, again, TJ literally says that I'm very confident we'll see you back or whatever. So it's like, again, I think she's coming back. Anella would be interesting. I think there's definitely people I would rather see over Anella, though. But yeah. Huey was on Irish Dancing with the Stars. That's okay. That's weird. Yeah, like Tori. Again, I never got the Tori love. Like, when I came into the challenge, I remember just like so many people loved Tori, and like I was expecting to like her as well. And then like I watched this, like what was the first season I watched before? Well, I guess it was Double Agents, actually, the beginning of Double Agents, and then and I think next season I watched with her was. Oh, no, because I went backwards in that, so I did watch Total Madness. So I guess I did start off with, like, a bad stretch for her. But still, it's like, I definitely, I just never got the Tori love. Yeah, I would, again, Chappies would be great. You rather have Anella than Tyson? Yeah, actually, I could see that, yeah. I think Anella fits the challenge more than Tyson does. Again, Tyson's like kind of boring. Like, if Tyson wasn't like as active of a game player as he was, like, I don't think he would be that interesting on TV. I feel like public opinion on Tori is like really soured in recent seasons. Oh wait, what? Did I fuck that up? Oh. Where, like, again, I remember, like, around Total Madness or so, I feel like there were definitely people that still really like Tori. I believe Rob himself has said that he declined on, I forgot, it was like some sort of interview. I don't know if it was on RHAP, but I remember like Rob himself has said that he could decline the challenge. Yeah, I would like to see more Australian Survivor people. Yeah, again, Haley was, I mean, I don't know if Haley feels too good for the challenge. Again, challenge is like, it feels like it should be for like trashier people. Which, like, even Michelle and like Michaela like feels weird on the challenge, but it's like, I don't know, like Haley to me just feels like too, like, I just can't imagine Haley actually on the challenge. You don't see any Brains vs. Brawn men. I can see Emmett. Like, I think Emmett and Simon. I think those are two people that I could see getting the call, at least. Like, outside of that... Yeah, I'm not sure. Dude, like, are there... How many... I mean, I guess Flick is someone that could get the call, right? Did we do it? Is that it? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, we finished the game. Well, I guess we kind of finished the game. Yeah, like, what other women would be in... Fuck, I just hit the mic. What other women would be in contention from Brains vs. Brawn? I guess Kez, maybe? Yeah, I don't think there are them. Shannon, I guess, maybe. Yeah, other Flick could definitely, like, from my understanding, like, I just don't know how deep they've gone into Australian Survivor in terms of asking people. Like, I know Brooke has gotten the call. But I don't know how many others. You know, I might as well just finish running through the, cast. But yeah, Amber B should be a lock for next season. But considering she was an alternate for this season, it's like... I don't know. Berna, I don't want to see Berna back, but it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they ask her back. Esther, I would like to see Esther. Anissa, why the fuck is she still on the challenge? I mean, I think we're good. Michelle should be a lock. Tasha, I'm good, I think. I feel like there's like other people I would rather just see back. Tracy, who the fuck is she? Lauren, I'm good. And then Michaela, who I would like to see back. Her Nisa's temporarily banned. Yeah, I do know Nisa's definitely getting a lot more flack now for her actions with jumping into the showers of people, right? Or something like that. So would not be surprised. I don't think anyone from 41's getting the call. Probably not. Maybe Sydney. I feel like Sydney could fit on the challenge. I'm trying to think through the cast. Sydney, Xander could fit. Yeah, I think that's about it. Liana, maybe. I don't see, again, I feel like Liana is, I don't see her, like, fitting in with the challenge crowd. I feel like she's a bit too, good for the chat. Like, a bit too, like, intelligent and educated. Here we go, we finished the game. Oh, I guess we actually have to put in the thing here. Again, Kylan, I think, is Kylan should be on the challenge. Like, Kylan is the perfect person for the challenge. Like, if Kylan's not on the challenge, they're doing something wrong. And then I think you got, like, Christian and Alyssa, who are definitely decent picks as well from this season of Big Brother. DX would be fine, too. No, I think that's what they want. I think Kylan's, like, the perfect level. where it's like he's like Fessy level of problematic, where he's not like actually problematic, but he is a massive asshole. So it's like I feel like he's like the type of problematic that they want, where he's not gonna like do something, like he's not gonna say something racist or whatever, but like he is like still like an asshole that's gonna make good TV. Like I feel like Kylan's the type of person that they want, and is the type of person they should get. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would rather see Polly back personally, but it's like, so I mean, why not have both? Have both. Why not? Well, yeah, I do think it would be fun though to see Kylan on the challenge. I do love how on the Tiffany's interview for RJP that like Taryn essentially convinced her to Survivor. Eat a speed rewatch of Blood versus Water. Oh yeah, I don't think Katie's ever watched the show. I don't think Katie bothered. Like I think it's pretty clear that Katie did not know what she was doing out there. You hope to go back for some internationals. Yeah, I mean that'll be again. Like I would love to see BB Can people. I would love to see Australian Survivors or South Africa. And this is something I noticed when writing the script for the challenge video, is that like again, like I was very like irritated by this cast when it got announced, but I feel like more of my irritations mostly come from like they're not casting from the shows that I watch. Like it's more so like a me thing. I do feel like the fact that like we're getting so many like X on the Beach people from like all these random countries, and like I still think it is like dumb that we're getting like people from X on the Beach Dutch version or whatever, and like getting like Survivor Spain, Survivor Romania, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like I do think like what's really the difference between that and like Survivor South Africa and Australian Survivor, realistically from their casting point of view. But I mean, like I still want to see people from Australian Survivor and Survivor South Africa and Big Brother Canada. Does Tiffany want to go back? Yeah, Tiffany, from what I understand, Tiffany would play Big Brother again in a heartbeat. And again, she like even talked about doing Survivor. So like I feel like Tiffany's up for whatever at this point.
But I do know that she would be lucky to have you.
Yeah, it's so weird that yeah, they're going. That's the main thing is that, like I don't get why they're going for Survivor Romania and Survivor like Spain and Survivor Turkey over like Australia and Survivor South Africa. Again, this is like one of my favorite scenes in the entire game, but it's like I'm just talking through it, but whatever. Yeah, Minley and Jamar. I mean, again, they're on X on the Beach, right? So I think there's definitely a chance. Again, I would rather see like Jamar on there than the return of Jeremiah, who I think are like similar archetypes. Janela doing All-Star. I mean, like I don't want non real world road rules people on Challenge All Stars. I feel like that kind of ruins the point of Challenge All Stars. To not have. I mean, again, fresh meat is fine, but like I think once we go beyond that, it's like why the fuck is he even the Challenge All Stars at this point? Again, like supposedly there is another spinoff in production that will include like CBS reality stars, and like for that, I like Janelle being on that. I think that's fine, but for Challenge All Stars, I do want to keep it to just real world and road rules. Oh yeah, I mean Anthony definitely would have been better than Emmanuel, but was Anthony even in consideration? I mean, he should be obviously, but I don't know if he was. I really do love how they handle Joel in this game. Like, I know a lot of people really hate it. Like, I actually do think it's a satisfying conclusion to Joel's story. I do think the overall story could be handled better, but I do think the way they handle Joel is exactly the way I wanted it to. What is the other spinoff? We don't know. Supposedly since then it's like spun off into something else, and I don't think we've gotten a word on exactly what that is since then. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I hope it's still something interesting. But yeah. Oh yeah, Neil. I forgot about that. Yeah, Neil was in consideration, which is like, why? I mean, like, I like a Neil, but not someone that I would expect on the challenge. How do I think Pedro Pascal will do? I think he'll do fine. I mean, like, he's a fine actor. I could definitely see him fitting the role of Joel. Like, was he my first choice? Probably not, but I think he'll do well. Again, I'm interested in seeing how the TV show turns out. Again, I do want to do some sort of review for the TV show when it comes out. Plur, yeah. I believe Plur is a bit problematic, isn't she? But I could definitely see Plur being someone that fits the challenge. I do believe isn't she anti-vax? Isn't that a thing? I don't know. There we go. Finish The Last of Us Part 2. Let's just quit the main menu. I'm not really ready to end stream yet, but how much? I mean, like, again, I planned on ending stream right now, but I'm not really like too apt to end it. So maybe we'll just play some encounters. I don't know. I did run through most of the game, so maybe we can actually do some actual combat. I don't want to do those sections, though. And again, Hillcrest is like one... Let's do Hillcrest. You know what? Fuck it. Let's try Grounded. This isn't going to go well, but let's try it. Yeah, this is going to be a disaster. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably end stream, though, within the next half hour, for sure. Oh, yeah, Demetrius would be fun. Yeah, Demetrius would be a good pick. Yeah, obviously, yeah, he's in a relationship with Ica, but I mean, like, dude, for some of the newbies on this season, we're also in relationships, so it wouldn't be out of the realm possibility. Yeah, and Ica would be good too. Wonder if Lauren's gonna shower in any of her YouTube videos. I doubt it. I mean, you can dream though. I think production was low-key pissed when Laura got voted out. I think they're probably fine with the vote out. I think they're more so upset that... Oh, shit. Oh, do I not have any ammo? Oh, well, that was a disaster. Actually, this is just terrible because I'm already coming into this with, like, no ammo. Yeah, what the fuck is this? I have nothing. Oh, I forgot that there's no HUD in... Oh, this is terrible. Yeah, I forgot that there's no HUD in Grounded. Actually, that is the thing I do want to do. I do want to do a Grounded playthrough of Last of Us 1. Because I've never done a full Grounded playthrough, and I really want to try it. So maybe we'll do that on stream at some point. And do it, I mean, also for part 2 as well. So you can... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, so you can just straight up run this. Oh yeah, Lauren O'Connell on the challenge would be great. I get surprised she hasn't already been on it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I believe I have heard that she did get asked. But either way, still, surprised she hasn't been on. Fuck. Oh, fuck, I forgot I had no ammo. Okay, well, that's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you would pay money. I don't know if Wentworth was contacted. I would guess she would be, right? Like, I feel like it would be weird for them to not at least try to get her on. Like, I don't think she's really, like, the best choice for the challenge. Like I think Lauren is more in line with the challenge, but fuck. Whatever. Well, yeah, but I'm not Lauren O'Connell. I mean, if I was Lauren O'Connell, I'm sure you would give me money. What the fuck? This is so terrible. Yeah, I mean, if the challenge cast from Survivor back in the day, then yeah, Parvati's perfect. Like Parvati, Ozzy, I think both of those are like lock them in for the challenge. Alright, let's actually try to run through this, I guess. I know you can. Like, I know the speedrun is you running through this. I just don't know the exact pattern or exact path that you have to take. Because, like, with Grounded in this game, like, you can still run through everything. You just need to know, actually, like, exact movements and everything that I just don't know. Fuck. Yeah, I watched Squid Game. I did really like it. I kind of want to rewatch it with the dub. Like, I watched with the sub. I mean, like I watched it with the dub. I kind of regret it at this point. I kind of want to watch it without. But yeah, I did enjoy it. What the fuck? That guy's never there. I actually watched my first Peridium video in a while, actually, where he did the video on Squid Game. Fuck. Fuck. Well, that's lovely. They just fucking dodged it. Whatever. Was Ashley Trainer contacted? I would guess not. I think Lauren would do in the Squid Game. Probably okay. I don't see her winning. Streets? What streets? Oh, okay. That's... Yeah, let's do this, I guess. Grounded. Do I agree with his picks? I don't think I agreed with a single one of his picks, if I remember right. Like, I think the... what was the one? Was it Yule? The one he picked for Yule, which was for the first game, right? The game that they play at the beginning to recruit the people. It's like, the clear answer there is Yao Man, right? It's like, how is Yao Man not the pick there? When Yao Man is literally a person that on the show, like, breaks open this box that, like, everyone was struggling opening by, like, specifically, like, calculating where to hit on it and everything. It's like, how is the clear answer for that one? But whatever. Shit. Oh my god, the fucking detection in this game is... Oh fuck, I went the wrong way. Not that really matters. Fuck. Wow, that was terrible. Yeah, Bob is definitely I'm trying to think, who else would there be? The Palessa. I don't know about Palessa. I don't think many. If I were to guess, I would say Rob's probably the only SA person they would contact. Fuck, how was he not dead? And we shot him and then we also had to stab him 4 times? Whatever. Marbles games. Did he pick Suri? That just seems like a bizarre pick. I mean, to be fair, the Jeremy one, like, I at least get. Because what he picked Jeremy for the red light, green light, right? Because, like, the idea of like hiding behind other people, which is like meat shields. Like I get that. That one at least like makes somewhat sense. Yeah, I remember like I didn't agree with a lot of his picks though as a whole. Now what's like an interesting encounter? School? Should I do school? Let's do school. Let's not do grounded. Let's do like Survivor. I've at least done Survivor before. Is it likely for SA to have an all-star season? I think so, at some point. Like I know for 8, like this latest season, that was the rumors that was going to be all-stars. Obviously that didn't happen, but I would not be surprised if we get all-stars at some point. The question is, like, I don't even know if we're getting another season next season, though. Or next year, sorry, next year. Like, I would... Like, because like we haven't heard anything yet, which to be fair, we didn't hear anything about season 8 until a bit later. But like also it's like, I'll be honest, like I personally don't necessarily like want it because I feel like there's already so much going on that like I'm kind of okay with taking a year off, another year off from SA. Like I'll be okay if SA was like a once every other year sort of thing. I believe it was around December, if I remember right, was when season 8 was confirmed. So it did take quite a while. But, I mean, again, like, it's still a possibility that we do get Season 9 next year. And to be honest, I actually think it's probably likely, considering how LaRue is working on the show. I mean, at the end of the day, it is mostly a network thing. But I would guess that LaRue's going to fight to do it. Wow. That was terrible.
God damn it!
See, the problem with Survivor is that they take so many fucking hits to die. Whatever. And they don't drop ammo either, right? Okay.
Let's go.
Well, that was shit.
How many guys did you see?
Enough. We gotta get the
Wait, why don't I have extra slots? Whatever. This is gonna go poorly. Pick Courtney for... Oh yeah, that was also like, what the fuck? Like, this makes no fucking sense, him picking Courtney for the... Fuck. Yeah, him picking Courtney for Glassbridge, that was just like, well, like, it feels like you're just randomly picking people at this point. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I mean, it is a fun video idea, though. I mean, again, it's not something that I would do, especially at this point, but, it is a fun thing to talk about, though. Who's the better player, Tevin from SA or Marcus? I think Tevin has more potential in a modern game, but I think Marcus's game from Gabon is stronger.
It was this way! Move up! Clear the rooms.
Well, I think, like, Glassbridge... I mean, like, really, at the end of the day, Glassbridge really comes down to your position. Oh, fuck. Okay, that was bad. But yeah, like, Glassbridge comes down to, like, if you have to be one of the last few spots, or else you're completely fucked. Like, really, it is a mostly just luck-based game. But then, yeah, I guess that's what, like, he talked about, right? Is that, like, it would come down to who would, like, pick last. In the initial thing, which is, like, I don't think Courtney's, like, the person that'll pick last. Like, why the fuck would... Yeah, that was such, like, a random pick.
You can't get away!
I didn't even know that was an animation. Yeah, like Ozzy for the final game, I feel like that was also like I feel like Ozzy in general could do well in Squid Game, and like I feel like he would definitely be one of the people that I would like consider like a top contender in Squid, like in a random Squid Game. But yeah, like for him to win the actual Squid Game, I feel like there's definitely better people. Like to win the actual final game. This is so fucking dumb. I'm sure that's something that's going to happen soon, right? Is that they're going to make Squid Game into an actual reality show? Obviously, without the killing. Oh, should I do Survivor? Let's do Survivor. Yeah, James for Tug of War, that's fine. To be honest, I don't think he was like the first person that came to my mind, but I mean, definitely like a good answer also. I think like Cliff Robinson was the first person that came to my mind for some reason. But yeah, I mean, James is a good answer though. And to be honest, James is probably a better answer, realistically. Yeah, I get his Suri pick for marbles. Again, definitely not the first person that came to my mind, but like it makes sense. But yeah, I think the Courtney one was one that was like question mark. I think the Yule one was one that like Yule wasn't a bad answer, but I don't think he is the answer. Like I feel like Yao Man is the clear answer, in my opinion. Oh my god, I'm fucked. I have no fucking rifle ammo. Oh fuck. Okay, that was just terrible. What the fuck? Okay, well this is cool.
Move it!
Fuck. Oh, wow, that was so bad. How did I miss both those shots? Morgan McDevitt for Marvels. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's a magician's assistant. I mean, that's obviously exactly what you need to win the Marvel game. Fuck. Okay. What the fuck? Yeah, I think if SA does an All-Star season, I think they're definitely getting people from Champions. Just, I think they're getting a lot of people from Champions. I think they're getting Graham. I think they're getting Xavion. I think they're getting Sivu. I think they're getting Marion. I think they're maybe getting Shane. The only question mark with Shane is that where the fuck is he? Because I haven't heard anything from Shane in forever. But outside of that, like everyone else is like still relevant, like and they're still around. And I think they're also like all-star candidates to where like I feel like those people would make it on. I think before that though, I think it's a bit tougher. I do think you can get like Tajan from when was Champions? It was 2014 was when it was. So it's around the time, like it was at the same time as Survivor Kagyan. And then I think Maldives, I think you can get Tajan. I think you can get Letzico if you want her. But like I think there's still people from that season that you can get. Can someone drop rifle ammo? There we go. I have no ammo. Like, I literally have no ammo. This is ridiculous. Like, I have nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I literally have nothing. Can you drop ammo? No? Cool. Yeah, like, I think when we go back to, like, Season 1, Season 2, I think it's gonna be tough. I think, again, I think there are some people they can pull from. Fuck. Like, I think, like, Jacinda, from Season 1, the runner-up, is, like, someone that is, like, still around. And I believe she was, like, I remember, like, she was talking about Island of Secrets. So it's, like, she's still around. I'm sure they could get her if they really wanted to. Then, like, Season 2, I know Amanda is still around. And I'm sure they can get her. I don't think they can get anyone from Season 3, though. I'll be surprised. Like, even Ashley Hayden. Like, supposedly, Rue has talked about that. He has contacted Ashley Hayden as, like, a possible returnee. And she turned it down. So it's like, I would be surprised if they can get Ashley Hayden back. And, like, beyond that, it's like, who do you really want from that season anyway? So like season 3, I think is tough. But I do think from the other seasons, there's at least like one person you can get back. Fuck. I need ammo. Like I can't do this with no ammo. Like this is just ridiculous. Yeah, 2014 was a great year. I mean, that was what Cagayan, San Juan del Sur. It was what BB16, which is like kind of eh. But then what? I think BB Can 2, right? Was 2014. It's like that's a good season. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good year. Okay. Cool. Was it BB Can? No, I'm pretty sure it was BB Can 4. Or BB Can 2. Because I remember that John... like, I remember that the BB Can... Well, in 1, I know BB Can 1 was 2013. Because I'm doing a 10-year retrospective in 2023. So, I mean, that would mean BB Can 2 would be 2014. But also, I remember that John had just come off his season. I remember he was, like, really high on Cody, I think it was. After that season. I think that's something I remember. And I know, like, the BB Can 2 cast had, like, gone out to the BB16 finale. Again, this is such bullshit with no ammo. Whatever. Oh, is that a thing? Shane's son commented on my casting video? That's bizarre. But yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Shane wants to come back. Again, like, considering, like, we know how big of a fan he is, like, would not be surprised if he wants to come back. Fuck. Yeah, this is even worth doing. Alright, what else can I do here? I don't know. None of these are that great. Flooded Street. Convention Center? No. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Cult person from BB Can. I'm from BB Can. From BB16. I'm assuming. Are you meaning Jocasta? Like, who are you talking about? I'm definitely not doing a Rat King fight again. Let's do Santa Barbara, I guess. You know, let's actually fight people in... Oh, Victoria? Oh, pfft. I mean, you're really coming off as, like, anti-Semitic, you know? But you're constant talk about Orthodox Jews. Champions is re-edited. Oh, yeah, I think... I don't think it would be above Cagayan, but it would definitely be a top-tier season. Because I have actually thought about... on my own, re-editing both Champions and Survivor New Zealand, Nicaragua, the first season. Like, I think both of those seasons are seasons that could be re-edited and simply just cut down. Like, not even, like, add more stuff. Like, literally just cut those seasons down. I think they're much better seasons. And I've, like, thought about doing that on my own at some points, but, like, and when I thought about doing it, like, this was, like, years ago. Oh, fuck. Like, this was, like, years ago when I first watched them. But, Did I hit him? Did I not hit him? Oh, that seemed like a perfectly... Alright, that's good either way. Fuck, I missed that shot.
God damn it!
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are two like very blatant seasons where you just like cut down the season, and it's a much better season for it. It's so fucking dumb. Whatever. All right, I think we're gonna wind things down again. At this point, I feel like I'm just doing shit for the sake of doing it. It's already past 2:00 in the morning. I feel like we're good. Like 3.5 hours in the stream. Oh, I forgot. I did get an earlier start today, didn't I? Forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, again, next video on Saturday will be the What If every season out of fan favorite award. So that's something. Next stream will probably be on Sunday. I won't 100% lock it in, though, because I am going to have a pretty long weekend at work, so we'll see. But next stream we will be starting Judgment, which we will see how that goes. And yeah, is there anything else? Obviously, I'll be back next Wednesday as well for Post Survivor. And yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I got a lot of other things that are like more so down the road that I'm not 100% locked in on in terms of like what we're going to be playing after Judgment, which again, don't really know, but obviously we'll figure it out at the time. But yeah, again, thank you to everyone that's still here, and I guess see you guys next time.